Hey, yo, remember what time?
Remember
Just that one time.
That one time.
Remember that time?
That time we were at the party where I puke and rallied, and then fucking we went in and you were fucking hitting the ceiling, and it was raining fucking
cupcakes.
No,
the
the
sawdust
came down.
No. What?
Wait, was that the same?
Are you guys high?
No, we were down in the
No,
basement.
We were
We
down in the
played.
basement, and you were hitting.
Yeah.
It was like that drywall was just raining down
Yeah,
on everybody
yeah.
dancing, bro.
Dude.
And then the dude goes, "Are you hitting the ceiling?" Bro?
I was like, no.
No.
Absolutely. Why would I do that?
And he looked at me. He's like, damn, I ain't gonna talk
He-
to that
he's-
And
guy.
then he was sitting there watching you guys too, bro.
He has a thing with ceilings, bro. Last time I seen him fuck with the ceiling, he shoved a cupcake inside of it.
Are we
Dude,
live
that was
right
the
now?
same. Yeah, that was the same party.
Was that the same place?
Yeah.
Menace.
My
Absolute
apologies. but
menace.
It was actually absolutely hysterical.
No, it was pretty great though. Especially as soon as we rolled up to the first party after getting kicked out of the bar,
Yeah.
and then I
Yeah.
puke all over the sidewalk.
That was the night we got kicked out of.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
those fangs are on song.
Oh yeah.
I mean, me and Jeremy, we were gone.
things
I
were
mean,
fine.
We were good.
That was me on my menace
Yeah,
orc.
Let's
I was
dive
up
into
to no
that.
good.
Actually, that's not. That might be illegal.
No. Too illegal.
Let's not
too
dive
illegal.
into that. That's a different time. That's campfire story.
Mm.
Oh no, Spin's gonna die live. Live on the
Spins, are you good?
live on the pod. You alright?
Are you alright?
I'm cool.
He
I'm
is
ready.
Need me
fine.
to give you mouth to mouth?
You know who is an actual
Maybe.
menace?
Maybe.
Elon, bro.
Elon is an
Elon Musk
absolute
is
Elon Musk.
menace.
Actual menace.
Let's hear about it.
I think Jeremy got all the news on this one.
Yeah.
Bro,
Yeah,
there's
bring it up,
so much news going on about Elon Musk right now, from him firing his disabled employee to get this. He also asked like all of his like the higher up people, like who's like really good employees for you guys, blah blah blah. And then once they like all like concluded and decided on these people, he fired the higher ups and replaced them with the people who they said was good.
That's great, bro.
Bro,
Honestly,
he's a
It's utter
meme,
chaos over
that's
at Twitter.
awesome. That is sick. Did
Dude.
you know that when you get a Tesla, instead of a new car smell, it's Elon Musk?
You're fucked.
Shut up.
I feel like that's
Uh-huh.
dad joke of the year right there.
I'm wearing
should
New
be the
Balances right
intro.
now. They just spawned onto my feet.
That's hard.
But yeah, if you fire a handicap guy, I mean, was he doing stuff?
Yeah, what
He was doing stuff.
I think we'd have to like deep dive into like what
What he
that
was doing.
Handicapped dude was actually, you know.
Is you sure he didn't fire him because he's like in a wheelchair?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I'm
don't know.
sure there's no way that Elon Musk fired him just because he's handicapped.
yeah, there's no way.
There's no way.
The victim card is heavily
Yeah,
pulled
yeah,
on that.
yeah.
No, it wasn't because he was just handicapped, but it
What-
was.
what was
What
his
if the dude
handicap?
like robbed the company of like billions of dollars?
Yeah.
Like he's
Professor
like so
Xavier,
good.
he's sitting
Like
there.
this-
And then
As
the
he
news
should.
is just like Elon Musk fires handicapped, man.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like I didn't fire him because he was handicapped. He wasn't doing anything.
Oh shit.
He stole millions and then he was handicapped.
Yeah. Everyone's like, "You're an asshole." It's like, what? What do you mean? What about that neighborhood he's building, dude? In Texas? You hear about that?
For all of his
Wait, what's going on?
employees.
All of his employees do. He's like moving him to like a sanction. Well, a housing plan.
See, I saw that on
Yeah.
Instagram, and I wasn't sure if the actual photo. Did you guys see the photo? Because those houses were insane.
They were insanely nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know
Indoor
if
pools
that-
in the backyard.
Yeah,
Huge
Was,
mansion.
was that
mansions.
actually what he's building? Do you know?
I guarantee it.
Yeah.
I can almost put money down because he said he's like changing the housing market for the area that his employees are living in.
Yeah.
He's pretty much giving them a better life.
Are we all moving to Texas?
As of
I feel
what
like
we know.
everybody's talking about Texas, and then it's just gonna rush and.
Not
be-
with the current governor.
I was gonna say it's gonna.
The
I mean,
blackouts that's been happening though.
yeah.
You get to live in nice weather for a little bit, but then you're able to go out.
Then all of a sudden you're sweating your nuts off, dude. Sitting in your house straight baking.
You
Like
know,
a piece of pepperoni in the summer, dude.
you know it's a crazy Elon Musk story. Literally, this man, someone was like leaking information from Tesla, like new shit that they were trying to do, and he basically sent out like encrypted files to see like which person actually did it because every single one of them was like different. So whenever someone sent out the email, like it was basically like a direct copy of that one person's thing because there was like one thing different about it.
Wow.
It's crazy.
There's a lot of wild conspiracies nowadays. A lot of new ones.
Well, I mean, a lot of the new conspiracies are turning out to be like, you know, true.
Like maybe Alex
Absolutely.
Jones wasn't crazy.
I mean,
Well,
I mean-
no.
Okay, there's certain stuff. It is crazy though. Some of the craziest things that he's, you know, talked about. Not some of the craziest, but you
Yeah,
know,
the
some of
frog
those
one was a
top
little
tier-
far.
But The way that he worded it was, but
Yeah.
the actual like truth behind it though, it was just turning them like asexual, wasn't it? The frogs. It was just making them not mate, and then he's also
he
like
took
a
it a little
funny
far with
guy
that,
though
yeah.
too. You know what
So
I mean? So like,
well, in order to get your news out there, you kind of have to throw in like key words that might be disturbing, I guess, for his show, Infowars. I don't know.
yeah, I haven't watched him.
That's the thing with news. They just thrive on that conflict, though.
That pure negativity. Have you noticed that there's just two sides
Any
and they just
conflict.
fucking hate each other? They actually identify as that party. Like people don't even identify anymore. Like when someone asks like, "Oh, what are you?" They're like, I'm Republican or I'm Democrat." Like it's not like, "Oh, I'm Italian
Those are the
and
new,
Irish." You know what I mean? Like you don't. There's no culture anymore when it comes to that shit.
Those are
It's
the
just-
new pronouns.
What?
I'm
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
Republican.
My Democratic Party. That's my pronouns.
But
Dude.
Oh man.
no, back to that whole Twitter debacle though. So apparently, like the dude went on like his work computer, only to find that he was like logged out or locked out, along with like 200 other people though. Just they didn't even know they were fired.
So it wasn't like.
Imagine.
So it was him and two other. What? So what about those other 200 people?
Yeah.
We're just gonna pick this one guy because he happens to be handicapped.
I think
That
the
is
whole
true.
big thing was just because if he was to be fired from Twitter, he had a clause in his contract that said that he'd have to be paid out $100 million. So that's pretty cool.
Was that clause?
He said he had a bag waiting.
He
in
had
his
a bag
contract.
waiting.
Bro had the
I
Ultra Max.
really
just
wonder
hidden
what
away
he was
top.
doing, man. Was this actually Professor Xavier? Like, what was he doing
I
to be
mean,
worth that much in the clause? Like, you know what I
well-
mean? Like, you have to when he signs the contract.
Because he
you
had
read over that.
sold his company to Twitter, whatever his company was.
Oh, okay. So when he
Yeah.
bought Twitter over, it was automatically put on that contract. I'm guessing.
He sold his company to Twitter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
This is making a lot more sense.
yeah.
I'm a little bit slow.
I just wonder, like, I don't know. It would have to be. Did that contract was that signed under the ownership of Elon, or
I think it was
Yeah, it had to be the
previous.
previous one.
yeah?
For it to work.
So then, does it just carry over with a whole new ownership, or can he restructure those contracts?
Whoa. We're diving deep into legalities here. I don't know.
I mean,
I'm actually
I
kind
don't
of.
even know. I'm not a lawyer. I'm dumb. I don't know.
Me either, but I mean, I've seen enough movies.
Better
Yeah.
Call Saul.
Better call Saul.
Better Call Saul, yeah. I've seen enough movies, man.
I think the whole like thing because of the handicap dude was because like he had at him on Twitter. He was like, "Hey, like, what's going on here?" And then Elon like kind of like mocked him, and then he issued an apology afterwards, saying, I misunderstood the situation." So
That's kind of wild. So they tried to like kind of cancel him in a way.
a little bit. Well, I mean,
I guess not really.
for
Well, Elon made it so you can't get canceled anymore, which I think is awesome.
on Twitter at least.
Yeah, on
Yeah,
Twitter.
on
I mean, you
Twitter.
could still get canceled.
Unless you pretend to be someone else. And
Yeah.
That is true, unless you're a thumb bot.
you can just buy a blue check mark and pretend you're like Joe Biden and just
Keyboard
say some
warrior.
fucked up shit.
Just a keyboard warrior, man, going to town.
Hey,
Seriously, I mean,
speaking of that,
What
what do
makes
you
people-
guys think about cancel culture?
I was just gonna say, bro,
Cancel culture.
what makes people
It's-
so?
I pray we never
know.
get canceled.
Well, I mean, cancel culture. I feel like even with the whole woke culture as in general is just it's the pendulum swing. I mean, it swings so hard one way. Everybody's out there, like trying to cancel everybody, and then it starts swinging the other way. Everybody's against canceling everybody,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then it just eases in the middle.
It's a never ending thing. It's giving people first off, nobody's ass is clean in this world. Okay, we've all done something. Okay,
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who you are, which means like someone who just hasn't done that big of a thing gets the right to cancel someone
Yeah.
for what reason. And the biggest thing is it won't even be like a previous or it won't be a present thing. It'll be like 10 years ago on Twitter. Kevin Hart said something, and they're
oh
like,
my god!
"That's it.
Wait,
You'll regret this." Like it's 10 years ago.
that whole
Yeah.
thing with Kevin Hart too.
The Indians and Cowboys party thing.
And, it was a tweet about he had his son, and he said, "I hope that my son." He said, "My son has like."
We better get this.
I don't
right.
want to quote it.
We
I
better
don't
get
want to
this
quote
right.
it, but he definitely said something about his son was doing that was like in a feminine way, and he said, "I hope that my son isn't gay." LOL.
Oh yeah, no, I
And
remember
yeah.
that. Dave Chappelle brought this
Yeah,
up.
and then he openly apologized for it and everything. And then everybody 10 years later is sitting here trying to come at him again and asking him. This is the bad part though. They're asking him to apologize for that. And then he said, if my apology didn't mean anything the first time, it's not going to mean anything the second time.
Ooh.
You know, like, I'm not going to apologize because I already did. And if an apology doesn't mean anything,
you
if
weren't
I
listening
can't
the
move
first time,
past that,
yeah.
then, you know, it's done. I mean, that is crazy.
That actually makes a lot of sense because, yeah, you said it once, like, listen to it the first time.
Yeah.
Well, the craziest
all you
thing
can do.
about cancel culture, I think, is like the context of it. Because like whenever you look at certain situations, it's like cancel culture within itself is one thing to where it's like I think like the actual movement within itself falls short because it's so overblown and like so many things almost get canceled for absolutely zero reason. So like
That is true. I mean, it's not zero reason. I feel like they take small parts of like a context of like a video or like a quote.
yeah,
They take the small context, not the whole meaning of it, and they'll just aim at that.
yeah.
It's like somebody could start off a conversation saying like some whole off the wall shit, and you're like, that's not me. Like, you could either choose to not listen to it, or maybe you could pick something up out of it. And that's where a lot of people can't take like constructive criticism, because like if someone's yelling at you like and you shut down, you might learn something really good if you just look past them being an asshole.
Yeah, no,
But
it's
a lot
like
of people can't do that. So
it's like, bro, like for an example, like you look at people that are like technically canceled right now that aren't like canceled. It's like Steve will do it for an example. Like he's still like a very like prominent figure, but like at the same time, it's like bro can't post on YouTube or nothing.
which is wild.
And then it's like, okay, you look at other figures just like that, and it's just like, if cancel culture really exists, is it just a small percentage of people that are just all complaining at the same time? And if that's the case, it's like, realistically, depending on the scenario, if it's not even really like something that's real, it's like, okay, how long does it actually last for?
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it definitely exists. Cancel culture 100% exists.
that's the thing.
Yeah, no.
Well,
Don't slip out one of these mics.
Yeah.
It will happen.
No,
You know what I mean?
I feel like a big issue is like you were saying, like how many people are actually, you know, like for the cancel culture, where you like you'll read a headline and then it'll be like, you know, Kevin Hart is against the LGBTQ plus.
Oh my God, is he?
Like,
We just
yeah,
started
and then
conspiracy.
you don't even
Start a
read
rumor.
the article, you know. But that's how
Right.
the journalists
Misinformation.
get paid,
Dude.
you know. But then you got people that just read the headline and they don't actually read the article and get the facts behind it,
Right.
and then they go out and they'll try to argue people,
So
and
guys,
you only
I
read the
really-
headline. You know what I mean?
Go ahead, smack it.
Speaking of cancel culture, I've been cooking just right
Ooh,
now.
go get-
Dude, Robert Downey Jr. and was it Tropic Thunder?
Tropic
bro.
Thunder.
Tropic
Dude.
Thunder. He played.
Tropic Thunder was an
He-
amazing
role.
movie.
Dog.
An amazing
Bro,
movie.
he played such a good black guy. They didn't even know he was black.
Dude.
I didn't know it was him.
Me
the first
either at
two
first.
Times
Dude,
that I watched
the end
it.
of the movie, the credits came up. Robert, I was like, where was Robert Downey Jr. that whole movie?
Yeah.
That
It
movie
was
is
the black
underrated.
dude,
as
bro. It's
fuck.
crazy.
But wait. So okay,
It was nuts.
Another issue is too, like they're targeting Robert Downey Jr. for blackface on that.
Are you?
Right.
They are now because they just
Well,
went right to
I-
Simple
I've
Jack.
seen a couple
It was a little
TikToks,
bit,
but
but I
it's
was
like
gonna
They
say-
went straight to Ben Stiller for Simple
Well, I was
Jack.
gonna say, I was about to
They
say,
like-
there was so many stereotypes that were blown out for the movie for comedy purposes
Yeah.
that they just like the first thing they came out and they destroyed Robert Downey Jr.
But like,
Well,
see,
comedy's
bro, like,
not for everybody. I'm
Yeah,
gonna say
but-
that right now.
well, yeah,
Just
It's-
for
It depends on the-
context, in
yeah.
Tropic Thunder, Robert Downey Jr. played the role of Kirk Lazarus, an Australian method actor who had a pigmentation alteration surgery to permanently darken his face. He did that in order to play the black character in a war film in Vietnam, which we lost the Vietnam War. But
Oh man, bro.
I mean, there was so many things in that movie, and then they go after that.
No, we're just not gonna get into that.
Because I feel like also like especially for cancel culture, one of the easiest things to go at somebody for is being either racist or sexist. Like those are the top two, I feel like. And
Absolutely.
then you like it's hard to defend yourself as well because it doesn't matter what you say, people will be like, "Oh, well, here's the proof," you know? And it's like Robert Downey Jr. just played that role.
Right.
There was a whole team involved in that who okayed it, And you know, like
Who do you point the blame at?
Well, it's like, bro, think about
Can't get
this, like, for an example, like, when it comes to cancel culture, if you look at people that faced it, like, John Jones and, like, Chael Sonnen, like, both of those dudes got caught using steroids in the UFC, like, heavy. Like, they openly talk about it, and it's, like, one of those things to where it's, like, okay, John Jones is still the baddest motherfucker on the planet. Realistically speaking, he's a dog.
He's a freak of nature.
No one cares. Like, you know what I mean?
He's a freak of nature, bro.
Like, bro, bring steroids back to sports. Can we bring this up?
No,
I'm
bro,
about it.
No, dude, there's so many talks about it, but I think like
I mean,
the
there should
MMA
be
should have one.
leagues, I think.
There should be leagues like a
I
Coke
think-
league and like a weed league. No, like if you want to
no,
dive
fuck
into
all
like
that, just bring drugs back to sports. Like, no testing, bro. I
No,
want to
I-
see boys out there. I want to see boys out there going crazy.
No, because
I want
all
8 home
jokes-
runs a game.
all jokes aside, they're like crackheads and shit. Like I've seen them pick up fridges by themselves and like what could they do
Hey,
with some training?
maybe send it out the park. Maybe send it in the river down at
A
PNC.
trained crackhead, you would never mess with that.
No, I'm talking about like MLB.
Well, that's why I said, like, if you had, like, 2 separate leagues, it's because I feel like it's really important to see, like, what naturally an athlete can do, just naturally, like, what the human species can do
Actually.
naturally, and then have that league, and then have, you know, the steroid and whatever drugs you want to take. If you want to snort a line before, you know, going out there and, you
It's
know,
like boys just get
batting.
riled up and go out.
And then it'd be cool to see like what the human race can do when involved with, you know, drugs or any kind of stimulants. So I mean, I think that would be cool to have 2 separate leagues. But I mean, you can't have somebody that's all natural competing with somebody that's, you know,
Let's
taking steroids.
have a psychedelic league. We all drop
It's
acid
like
and go out to play
Or
baseball.
just-
You have 3 people out in the field just like
just
like
touching
petting the grass.
Wait, who threw
Look
that
up
no
at the
hitter?
sky.
and then you'd have one dude just straight smash
I
him out of the
forget,
park.
I forget the
like-
name of the guy, but there's actually a guy who threw a no hitter in the MLB, tripping off 2.5 tabs of acid or some shit like that.
Really?
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Alex
He
has a
was
poster
feeling
of it.
himself.
I believe it.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Bro went out there, said the only thing he could see was
Ultra
the
instinct.
batter's box, and he was like, I went out there, bro threw a no hitter. Like, that's tough. Like, that's really tough.
tough.
No, like after the game, like I forget what happened. He was given some post game interview.
Bro,
and,
think about how bad he could have
like-
fucked that up though. Like
yeah, no, bro, he could
You
have
know what I
freaked out and like
he could have
you're out
lost
the-
his mind in the mound. Like they'd be like, "Oh, where's he? Is he rushing
Yeah,
the
the fact
batter?"
that he
And that's
was like-
you know, usually it's the other way around. They're
The
like,
fact that he was like remained so calm in front of so many people, I
Yeah.
feel like is just
he probably
that's
didn't
a
even see the
talent.
crowd, bro. It's probably
He
just
probably
mushed
did.
colors, just mashed
Well, I
colors
mean-
together.
Oh wait, it might. I think it was like he forgot they had a game or something along the lines of that, and he was tripping on LSD and went to the stadium like.
Oh
Yeah,
my
it was
God,
some.
he probably
It
thought it
was.
was like
It might have been
practice.
some shit like that actually. If
LSD
that
is
is, that's
pretty-
tough. That would be so
yeah.
clutch. Imagine that showing up
It's
to work
wild.
drunk. It's like, fuck it, you're here. You did it.
Well, I was gonna say Derek Wolf. He was just on. He's from the. He played in the NFL. He was just on Joe Rogan talking about how he would do some drops of mushroom. I'm guessing concentrated mushroom.
Yeah.
And he would do it before each game, and he experimented with it to see how much he needed per game. And then, he's sitting there talking about, like, he's coming out to a crowd of, like 20,000 people and they're all screaming. And he's just looking at the big scoreboard and he's like, wow, that's amazing. And then he's like, okay, I got to snap into it. I got to get back into it. But,
It makes him realize like the sensory details in the moment.
well, yeah, but
It's pretty sick.
it makes you think of how many players are actually taking, something before. I mean, you
Well-
take people like, Aaron Rodgers, who says.
Does the darkroom therapy?
Yeah,
with
Aaron
psilocybin and all
Rodgers.
that.
Yeah.
I forget.
I think
What
he's going to the Jets. Or is that
that'd
like
be
a rumor?
tough, low key. I know a Jets
I
fan
know
out
the
there,
Packers
Jimmy
are-
Moon.
The Packers
So-
are up there with them. They don't know what's going on
But
with
did you
them.
hear with Rogers though after his like DMT like experimentation that he sees like this dude called the Hat Man, and
Oh,
won't
yeah,
let
dude.
like he always has to have like other players on his team like sleep over his house because he's just so fucking
Well, no,
scared.
yeah,
and
it's like the same
paranoid.
people. Like there's like a thing
That's
going
some
around like
crazy
when people do like a whole bunch of cough syrup. After a while, they start seeing the Hat Man too. Like this guy gets around.
Wait,
Yeah, I mean, this Hat
That's
Man
some
guy, like
spiritual
What
shit.
is the Hat
kind of
Man?
fucking-
the Hat
Explain
Man.
it to me.
The Hat Man is almost
like
like
a paranormal apparition almost.
it's like if you have sleep paralysis.
Or
real
are we
bad.
back on the ghost shit?
Oh, dude, we can't
Oh,
leave the ghost
nah.
shit. That's our expertise.
That's the issue.
It's
but
like, bro, what's that noise?
but no, seriously, like you start to see figures and stuff. It's more like a psychosis thing, like an actual like. If they keep doing it, you're probably need schizophrenia. You
So
know what I mean?
then, wait. So
That's
then I have a
wild.
question: did Aaron Rodgers come out with that story about the Hat Man, and then people had it in their heads?
No,
and
I
now
think
they're
this
seeing him,
was
or?
No,
already a thing.
They're
It
not
was
seeing them.
already
It's
a thing.
it's already been a thing
Dude,
for
I
a
looked
while.
up
He just
that-
ended up starting to see the Hat Man.
Okay,
I
got
put
you.
the Hat Man into Google, and the first thing that came up is actually hilarious. How the Hat Man went from Benadryl joke to TikTok horror villain by the Rolling Stone.
Wait. Can we see a picture of the Hat Man?
Dude, yeah, of course.
We gotta have some AI depiction.
I
with
mean,
Chat
I mean, I guess it
GTP.
was
We gotta
fucking
have- you know what I mean?
The Edge. Hat
Chat
Man.
GPT.
Actually, me and Shane are the Hat Men.
Oh shit.
that's kind of like what the Black
Yo.
Shadow thing looked like on my arm, but it was more not with a hat.
Wait.
Yeah.
He said
explain
not
that.
with
What do
a
you
hat.
mean?
Oh, dude.
It
What
had
you
a-
talking about?
He
Had
should
a
watch the
taper
last
fade.
podcast.
This was in the last podcast.
Oh, okay. I
yeah,
got you.
towards the end. had our little ghost story hour.
But yeah, the Hat Man is like one of the things where like,
Bro.
I don't know. Do you see him and freak out, or do you see him go back to bed? Like, how often do you see him?
I would freak the fuck out.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
I mean,
Yeah,
dead
like
ass.
You know what game used to be crazy as fuck to play, like at night? Slenderman.
Slenderman.
You ever
Go
play that
collect
on the
those
PC?
8 pages, bro.
oh,
Bro, that shit,
dude.
you have the lights dimmed in the room. Maybe even turn them off if you're really feeling different. Bro,
Feeling froggy.
He fucks around and pops out of the woods. You'll be shook. You'll be sitting there screaming.
I
Did
know.
that dude have like tentacles?
No, he just
No, he's just real tall and lanky. Honestly,
Yeah.
like
Hold on.
he just
probably-
pops up behind you.
probably mess him up for real. I don't know.
Yeah,
His build ain't all there. Like you could single leg take down
He's
Slenderman.
Slenderman, not built man.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Yeah, he's fragile, bro.
Yeah, but he
How
He
tall
looks
is
scary
Slenderman?
as
He's
hell.
like
He
10
got
foot,
that-
though,
He's like
so-
10'5",
he
I'd
got
say.
the reach
Something.
on
He's
you.
up
Though,
there.
you know what
Yeah,
I
he
mean?
does have
You're
a
trying to
reach.
throw a
I
hand.
ain't
He'll
touching him, bro.
Get
I mean,
him
I'm not
close,
getting
man.
close.
Height.
I'm trying to get him close.
not
Nah,
like,
but you wrap up his leg, bro. You start biting it.
Teleports.
Maybe, you know what I mean? He would never expect that.
he teleports. What do you want?
Yeah, he does teleport.
He'll teleport his leg right into my mouth.
Mm.
Yeah, no, his foot up your ass.
Yeah.
Bro, take you downtown.
Nah, bro, he'd be so confused. He'd be like, they usually run away. What's he doing gnawing on me?
But that would be the thing too. Like if you had a hold of Slenderman and then he teleported, like does that mess
No,
with
this dude definitely
The
had
time
tentacles.
equilibrium, bro.
Well, I'm talking about yeah.
Bro, I don't know
Okay.
what,
yeah,
bro,
okay,
that's
Doc
like some
Ock.
X-Men
Yeah, you got
shit. What the fuck?
No, Dr. Ock
Okay.
just lost weight, bro.
He pulled up a
Yeah.
picture of like Spider-Man's enemy from that
Bro,
one.
no,
movie.
I'll put what I put like right.
Doc
here.
Ock, my boy.
Dog Ock, yeah. Man, that new Spider-Man was pretty sick.
Oh, dude,
Dude, I can't-
I've never screamed
That was
so
great.
loud in the theater when all three of them popped out.
Yo, how about that
God.
feeling though? You know what I mean?
The
Just
nostalgia,
Everybody
just-
like no. I'm talking about in the theater. Everybody
dude.
just
The
like
energy,
screaming. Everybody's
everyone's
like,
like,
yeah, you
Dude,
know?
the floor
Let me-
felt like it was shaking, bro.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I was the only one in my theater to scream for Tobey Maguire.
Oh yeah.
I was up. I was like, yeah. I looked around like,
You
what
know,
the fuck? Everyone screamed for Andrew Garfield. I'm like,
Yeah,
that's how I
that
know
ain't-
I was in
that
the
ain't
right
right.
generation, though.
That ain't right.
I'll be honest with you. I felt you because I was in the front row.
Toby's
and
goated.
because I got bad seats. I showed
Toby's
up
the goat.
high as fuck, late as fuck, usual. Literally, I kid you not. I walk in, sit down. When he popped up on the screen, bro, I was the only person that like clapped.
Damn.
Man,
Bro,
that's
I look
sad.
back, bro. Like
Bro,
3 other
that's sad.
people started. Then after that, it was like maybe, and then just stopped. I was
Have
like,
you
all right.
seen how mad Tobey Maguire gets at paparazzi?
He gets pissed.
Bro,
I don't know how. Well, okay, so
I feel like that's
Well-
some Bruce Wayne shit. Though.
well,
you know what I
how
mean?
many interactions has he had in his life? Let's say he has had like let's say he's had like 5,000 interactions with
Yeah.
paparazzi.
Yeah.
Probably a very low balled number.
Yeah.
But 5,000, and then you only see 2 videos though. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna catch
That is
somebody
true.
on a fucking
The
off
funniest
day,
one
bro.
is him, bro,
but I love
driving
it. Yeah,
in the car.
I
He's-
can't see.
He's
Get
like,
out of the way.
Oh yeah, that's funny as hell.
Bro, have you ever seen that Drake and Josh episode of where Josh hits Oprah? Bro, that's Tobey Maguire in the car whenever he's perched up. He's like, I can't see. Get out the way. What if he just ran over one of the fucking
Oh my
paparazzi?
Dude, I can't wait to edit that later and just have that clip of Josh hitting Oprah.
I'm
You're
not
definitely gonna
lie,
have to
fuck
put
with the edits.
Slenderman with the tentacles.
No,
he-
absolutely will.
He
Just so people can see.
Listen,
I mean,
he-
like I didn't know he had tentacles.
Listen,
bro.
man.
I would've.
When I played the game, he did.
Listen,
I
man.
swear, bro.
we're wasting time because he's zesty with the edit.
Bro.
Yeah,
He knows what he's
Zesty.
doing. This is my boy right
Oh
here.
yeah, oh god. You know what was also scary back then though too? I don't know when Slenderman came out, but I remember I was like 12 years old playing Black Ops 1 Zombies. And
Bro,
like
that shit
I'm
gets
sitting
scary,
there,
bro.
like I'm sitting there by myself. I mean, oh no, that shit was scary, honestly. And then
Zombies
now
by itself
you,
is nuts.
yeah, now you go back to it and you're like, yo, these graphics weren't shit.
Yeah.
It's crazy
Fetch
how
me
far.
their soul.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
that was sketchy when the dogs came out round 5.
Bro,
That
fuck
Horizon
that
Draft.
shit.
That
That
just
shit
blew my
used to
mind a little
smack
bit
different.
because, like, when you see graphics from old video games, like when GTA 4 was out and then GTA 5 came out,
Oh my
and you
God.
go back to GTA 4, you're like, I thought these were decent.
Yeah,
It felt like you were back in Vice City.
Yeah,
And
Running
then
like
it's
a
like,
clock,
bro,
you know what I mean?
It's like, bro, if you go back and then you look at graphics from like other shit too, it's like even just comparing it, it's like there's no comparison. Like you look at like a PS5's
How'd you know,
graphics compared to like a PS4's, it's fucking stupid.
Dude.
Like it's a
Imagine-
different experience.
it is.
And then now they're coming out with. I'm a PC player now. I
Unreal
made the switch
Engine
so.
5 is insane,
I
bro.
respect
cannot
it.
wait.
Oh my god. That was a nice Craig.
Did you see,
right in my ear.
They put
Take a
I think
smack
San
for that.
Andreas GTA in the Unreal Engine
Oh, no, I
5, and
gotta
it looks
see it.
fucking like
Yeah.
holy shit.
I saw that there's a YouTuber out there that makes scenes
Yeah,
and he'll recreate scenes or anything, but like man, even some of the Fortnite stuff that he does, like I'm
Yeah,
dead ass, that shit looks real. And like what like even the lighting and everything, oh my god. What a wild time, especially with these deep fakes, man. These deep fakes are too real. Did you guys see the Joe Biden on the nuclear war?
Did you see? We have a buddy. Did you see Winchell's video of him like just doing like parkour, and up above that he had like Barack Obama, Trump, and Joe
Joe
Biden just fake, deep fake voices of them.
Dude, what about the
It was hilarious.
Oh,
Elon
man.
Musk getting high video, like the deep fake of that, like him hitting that dab?
Yeah.
It was
He was
so
like,
real,
yeah.
dude.
and he was playing
It looks-
Minecraft.
Yes,
that
it
one?
looks
Yeah.
so real.
Oh my
Wait.
god, the presidents playing video games are actually so hilarious though.
I got
bro.
one for you. How do you guys feel about the new AI technology that's out to where it's like, bro, people are just making videos of like you could just be Joe Rogan and just have
That's
his
what we're
voice.
talking about, the deep fakes.
Yeah,
no,
They're
that's
calling them
what-
deep
bro-
fakes.
Oh,
It's-
fuck,
it's-
I, don't,
Yeah.
I don't know the lingo.
It's
but-
alright, they're
We're
calling
just
them deep fakes.
filling in.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's what we're talking about.
Or when they
bro.
talk about like the AI regenerate, like it's like, oh, AI regenerates parties,
You wanna
and it
hear-
just makes people. Did you ever see that one?
Oh my
It
god,
It just
yeah.
creates like party
Yeah.
photos, and it
Because
looks like real people.
that's
like,
actually-
way
here's the
too
thing,
real.
There's bitches that like no, like when I say
What'd you
this,
say?
this is respect.
Dude,
Excuse me?
we try. We gotta get him an intervention on,
Oh,
on the word.
Wait,
bitches,
hold up,
man.
hold
You had
up,
one,
hold up.
one shot, one
There's-
opportunity.
Canceled. Right
No,
back
wait,
to it.
hold up. I'll run it back for you. There's bitches out there that literally use that type of shit and literally will go out there and like make money off of other girls, like, which is wild because I've met a few which they were bitches.
That it's called good marketing, though.
I mean,
So,
it's crazy.
like,
No, like
think
they've
about how
made
easy it
like
is to make money from
$10,000,
that.
$20,000.
You can make it
even
and I'm like,
OnlyFans.
what the fuck?
even
Like,
even
no.
dudes on Twitch, there's like these fake anime like weeaboo like animated girls that it's just like it's just from your camera. It makes like this anime avatar, right? And then you get like a voice changer, and then all of a sudden you're like this other thing, and you're making money off it.
Oh,
Just,
yeah.
like,
Imagine
crazy.
the porn. You know what I mean? Like,
Alright.
no, but
There's
that's-
already too much
listen,
of that.
Listen. Imagine how much money the porn industry would make if you could create whatever you wanted
On AI.
on AI. It happens. You know, and you could actually with Chat GTP,
So
you could literally have that thing talking to you, and you could. People are forming relationships.
Little do they
with
know.
the fucking AI.
Cam girls are this close to being out of business. You better make your bag and get
already
out of there.
business.
Yeah.
Dude,
Have you played Cyberpunk 2077? Because that's
No, I
a thing in there.
I was
actually.
about to pre-order it, and then I ended up not, and then it released, and everybody was like, "Oh my god, there's so many problems with the
Dude,
game." So then
yeah.
I pulled back.
So I ended up investing in it like a year and a half, 2 years later. But I played through his story a little bit, and that's like a thing in the future where you can create like your own like fantasy or whatever, and then like you like just deep dive into it. Like
That's wild.
it's crazy.
How deep we talking?
Like
Like any fetish you want.
Anything.
So then, like, at what
He's like, I'm
point?
gonna rebuy it.
Wait.
Feet,
gonna buy it.
armadillos, giraffes.
That's
like,
what I'm saying. Like, introducing animals and shit. Like, at what point, like, should
Do
there
we
be?
say no?
Listen, should there be? Okay, because
Okay,
you're thinking
keep going.
animals and shit. Like, should there be an actual line where we draw like a law, where we pass a law where you can't?
Like you've reached this
do
level, like,
something
so
that?
we're gonna send the
Because
police
if
to
you
your
think
house.
about it,
Like,
if you think about it and you're like, okay, these people are, doing a giraffe, with the deep fake. And it's like, okay, these people are doing a giraffe, whatever. But
like what do you
then
mean by doing a draft?
having sex with a
So,
giraffe. They're
how-
making
actually,
a pornographic.
Would you
I
wait,
would ask, like, how
hold
would
on,
you do that? Like, build a
pornographic.
scaffolding?
maybe tranquilize it? It'll fall down.
Then we're getting into a whole other
But-
topic there.
Would you say it helps them get that feeling of wanting to fuck a giraffe out, so
Well,
they
that's
don't
what I'm
go
saying.
out in real life
Well,
and
here's
fuck a
the-
giraffe?
Okay, whoa, here's the two sides. Here's the
Who's
two
fucking
sides.
Whoa,
giraffe
dude.
pussy?
Well,
right
listen.
I'm
Okay.
high as giraffe pussy.
No,
but
no.
Who
Listen.
is
No, it makes so much sense
Okay.
though.
Like,
That's
bro,
why
you
I
done
zoned
so
out.
off.
then.
I zoned
Go
out
off.
for like 4 seconds, zoned
Dude,
back in.
okay,
You picked
Giraffes
giraffe
are being
out of all
fucked.
animals. You
He
picked
said giraffe first.
the
That's
most
why I
least
went
like
with giraffe.
you picked
But
the
okay,
most
listen.
least likely animal to get pounded out of
Okay,
all of that.
but
It's
listen.
like bro needs a
couple
step ladder to
tranquilizers
even
done.
just get on level.
All right,
Yo,
back on track.
All right, listen, real quick.
Holy shit!
All right, and then we got two sides of this, right? So we got, if you're trying to hit, let's just say not giraffe because we gotta, there's
panda bear.
implications to it.
That's fucked up.
A panda bear is such a nice.
That's so fucked up.
What the
Dude,
fuck?
why would you say that?
Easily canceled, bro.
yeah. You pick panda bear. Let's say grizzly bear, bro. Okay, so
What the fuck?
okay,
A
but
lot
it's
better,
fantasy,
actually.
You know what I mean?
It's like bro wants to get
It's a
balls.
fantasy.
Okay,
Wait, 1 second. This is not real, just a fantasy talk. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, true. Yeah, nothing we say.
I wouldn't fuck
we're
a
not
grizzly
smart.
bear.
We're not smart. You know what I
Wink.
mean? We're just shooting shit. So, okay, but here's the two sides of it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, if you take the side where you're like, you shouldn't make a law about this because people are getting it out of their system with these deep fakes. And you're like, okay, this guy wants to fuck a female or male grizzly bear. Then he makes a deep fake of it and he gets that fantasy, he gets that taken care of. He does it in his bedroom by himself. But then there's gonna be a whole nother side to it when it comes to,
I actually want to go do this.
Pedophile.
Could I give just a personal
you know what I mean?
hot
Well,
take?
listen, hold on. Pedophiles. That's where you're like, okay, there's a whole line to draw, and then you go to pedophiles, and you're like, well, obviously you can't have people doing deep fakes of underage people.
Obviously,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
I mean, you definitely cannot.
Yeah,
But like,
so then
animals
we're
are
gonna-
also like what?
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I
like,
mean,
it's gonna be
there's no-
such a thing. It's gonna be another pendulum, bro. It's gonna swing one way really
No.
hard. People are gonna be making really
No.
fucked up deep
1 second.
fakes.
No,
Oh,
pen-
absolutely.
Swing the other way. And
no
then
pendulum. It's
settle in
going to
the
be
middle.
IP addresses, and ladies and gentlemen, we got them. Bust them through your door and get your ass. The first grizzly bear video you search, they're on you.
I'll just be honest with you. If any person was out there and even wanted to fuck an animal or something along the lines of
They-
just
there's a lot of-
something as
there's some
fucked
people-
up
there's
as
a lot of
that,
goat
I'm not even
fuckers.
saying just like an animal. I'm saying if you're a pedophile, I hope you die. I could
trust-
care less.
Listen,
Here's
if
the
you're
line.
on the farm
You're a
all
sick
day, bro.
motherfucker.
If you're on
No,
the
like-
farm all day and you can't get nothing,
No, bro, if
Nah,
you're a
it-
sex
that-
offender,
Nah,
man.
go
It
fuck
would-
yourself.
It would
That's
take
wild.
more than a lot. It would. No.
I love how our podcast can just be so mild and then hit this
So
fucking
extreme.
turbulence.
So extreme.
Hit this turbulence and just be like,
Right,
passengers, hold on, please.
It's like everyone's like there, and we're like the build up is like us building a tightrope,
and then
the extreme part is us starting to walk across it.
well, it's not
It's,
for
uh,
everybody. It's not for everybody. That's for
yeah, we'll
sure.
find our audience.
We'll find our crew, maybe.
Those who support us, we thank you. Thank you for tuning in.
But yeah, no, there's definitely a side to AI that's gonna have to be shut down or looked over.
Dude,
but then there's a whole
so-
other side that if you do get it out, you watch and you're like, all right, I got my grizzly bear fixed for the day.
We're still on
Then,
this.
but no, hear me out.
Yeah,
Hear me out.
there's
Hear me
the
out.
line.
There's
Okay,
gonna be
okay.
another side though that's like, man, that looks extra fun now. I need to go find a grizzly bear. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes it's not enough for people.
Yeah.
Wait, have you ever seen South Park when Stan's dad comes back into the room? He's like, Stan, do you know how to tame a horse in Minecraft? It's bro, that exact fucking thing right there.
But dude,
Do you know how to tame a horse in Minecraft?
don't you feed it like weed or something?
Huh?
No, you have to get on it a bunch. Never mind. How do you tame a horse in Minecraft?
Oh yeah, you just keep hopping on it.
Keep hopping
Yeah.
on.
You just
Break that horse's back.
You feed them carrots to mate.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yo,
Quick
Minecraft.
Minecraft trivia for you.
No, I honestly like. You can learn a lot of. You can learn the whole entire fucking like. You're an electrician.
Yeah.
Think about. Did you play Minecraft?
Oh, the redstone.
The redstone.
No.
Dude.
Me and my buddy Johnny Mall, man, we made some fucking crazy ass inventions, bro, on
Dude.
that fucking thing.
people
based
make-
off
So
of
that's
the
why you want to
electrical
become a
on
carpenter
deck.
now. So much
People
Minecraft,
make-
he's going straight to local 66.
People make whole ass computers
Or one
in
of
that
them.
He said
game
our
with the
content
fucking
audience,
redstone.
6 and below.
Nuts.
What's
People
that?
make whole ass like computers and calculators
Oh,
within
right?
the game itself.
And they actually work.
Dude.
Did you just fart on your left side and then your right?
You gave half it.
Fuck you.
Break
and
that
you.
down.
No, I
It
had-
could have been one whole one, but
First
you
off-
decided to
First
split
off,
between us.
I didn't fart. I just,
Anyway.
You gave him a
No, I
breath
definitely
of
did.
fresh
I
air.
didn't get it to each side, bro. You know, I couldn't just let one side have it. That's unfair.
Jeremy was pretty mad earlier about it, yeah. Because you only
I'm
let
always
it on the
mad.
right. You lifted
I
the
can't
right
wait
cheek.
for the
Alright,
day
first off,
that
he
he
is-
just shits himself.
No, but he is always mad. Like, there's always something up with this guy.
Teenage angst never left. Shit.
Oh man.
This dude's over here like, yeah, the teenage angst never left.
So talking about so you were talking about before
AI.
what? Well, I was gonna say
Before
we
the
could
AI.
jump from the AI, and he was talking about
Giraffe pussy or whatever. I don't know.
No, that was
I'm
definitely
as high
me.
as draft.
Was that-
pussy,
well,
yeah.
actually, no, you started that. Anyway,
Anyway.
move on. You were talking about East Palestine, and especially, two people coming from literally West Virginia,
Right
Before
down the
we
river
kick this
from
off.
right down,
fucking shit.
right down the fucking river.
Hold on. You drank the water, didn't you?
What? Yeah.
Yeah. The
Where's your third eye
contaminated-
at? Where's your third
Yeah. So what happened to you after? Like, what was the effects?
No,
Like,
nothing.
nothing?
I brushed my teeth with the East Palestine
right.
water.
His
I
left
think
leg's
so
longer
far.
than his right leg.
Well, yeah, but I don't know how far along.
Your
it's
teeth are
traveled.
glistening right now.
What's that?
Your teeth are glistening right now. I just want to let you know.
Continue.
Well, I was just gonna say we should bring that up because, like, I live in West Virginia.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
work in. I'm not gonna say where I work, but I work
Close to
around Pittsburgh.
Okay.
So I mean, we're talking about right about now. I don't know the science behind it, but everybody stopped talking about it. So is it less of a threat, or are we still on this?
It's just a threat, but everyone's over it already.
Yeah,
No,
everybody's
Dude, that's
already over
crazy
it.
because both of our families like close relatives live
I
in
live
the area.
right.
I wouldn't say people are over it. I just would say that the news is starting to find more shit for people to get mad
They're just
about.
moving on.
So they're just gonna move on.
Well, how much did they cover it at first though? And then
Like, oh, no,
they
this
got
is a
shit
problem.
for not covering it in the mainstream media.
Yeah.
And then they started covering it. And it's like, "Whoa, hold on. You can't do that." They're calling this one of the greatest environmental catastrophes that we've been hit with in
Absolutely.
the recent.
But all over the
years.
country, there's been people taking out substations recently. There's been more train derailments and shit. But
Well-
there's throughout the year,
Talking about
per
Ohio.
year, there's
wow.
1,600 to 1,700 train derailments a year.
More than that. If you
So-
actually look at if you look this up, because I did a deep dive into this.
I did too a little bit. Yeah.
Well, literally, especially from like 2014 up, I've seen the lowest number was like 2,000 derailments a
Yeah.
year. Now, an issue with this stuff is it just gets covered to just go back to a narrative that mainstream media is trying to get at a certain point. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
everybody, there's a narrative on the table, so everybody covers that.
That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean that's why, and then another issue is too. I shouldn't say nobody. A lot of people don't dive too deep into it to figure out that over 2,000 derailments happen a year. So then we're
Was-
just hearing about all of these.
Was this okay? So the chances of you guys thinking that this was possibly sabotaged or some sort of inside job, like what's the percentage of that? Like, what do you think?
So I don't, but I
I don't
believe
know,
that
yeah, I don't know if I
the
believe that.
lobbying for deregulations over the years have drastically increased the chances of this happening. So
Someone had to get mad about it. I mean, this is like extreme. Why would you? My thing is like it. Okay, it derailed. You had it sitting there. Why the fuck would you light it on fire? That's all I want to know.
Yeah, they definitely
you know?
didn't take
Are
care
you
of it in
talking
the
about
right way.
like why they detonated the
Yeah,
train?
yeah.
Well, it's just because they try to do it controlled, so it's like so wouldn't just do it like non-controlled.
No,
if
but
that
it
makes
was the
more
most
sense.
So,
uncontrolled thing. Like what?
the only
had to be
Yeah,
thing,
no, it's just
Yeah.
it fucking spiraled out of control.
Yeah.
the only reason I could see them doing that is so that it didn't leak somewhere else. You burn it all up right then and there instead of letting it
Well,
I mean,
thought they were
okay,
go
so
into
so
the river system.
let me paint a picture. Like, if it just went to the river system, right, in that area,
Mhm.
they could have possibly done something about it to regulate it getting out of there. Once you light
So-
it on fire and explodes, it goes, it precipitates up into the clouds, whatever the fuck that word is, goes all around, it rains in different areas. Legit, it's if you would have controlled it in one area, other than letting it get over the whole town and draw ash all over East Palestine, I think it would have been a lot different. It almost
So-
feels like it was on purpose to make it that bad.
And then it even like so it
I'm
went
not
down
so
into
sold on that. But
the
yeah.
water supplies, and then weren't I think it was you telling me that it was behind our dam, and then the dam just burst, and then
I
it
wasn't.
no, it wasn't you. It was someone else or down around us, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah, I
not
don't
too
know
big
about
on
my
my
game.
current events, so I'm sorry. But
Oh, that's all right.
It's all good.
shit's
It's all
wild,
good.
like,
Yeah.
It's a good like. It's kind of cool that you don't, so you could like
But-
have inputs.
Well, what
that
do
are,
you
like,
think-
off
I
topic.
feel like I'm like the guy who's like finding out, like you guys will say,
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
and I'm like, what's going on in the world today? And like,
But here's
You
the
interview us about it.
it's like,
yeah.
literally, bro.
You
Ask
bring up
us.
the topic and then I'll
okay,
talk about
I got one for you guys.
it. Wait. Let's stay
Sean-
on it. Let's stay on East Palestine for a second.
He got
then
some
we'll go
stuff
to
he
that.
needs to get out.
We'll definitely go back to that. But what do you guys think about Joe Biden not visiting at all? I mean,
I don't
he
even know if
hasn't
I don't even
Why
know. If,
would he want to breathe that in?
I mean, like literally,
It's toxic
and
over
he's-
there.
Yeah, and he's gone
he's
on
already
air.
he's already like
Yeah, and he's
He
gone.
left the
I mean,
chat.
yeah. I don't know.
as much as like like anybody hates Trump and whatever side you're on, such a power move to go there, deliver so much water and everything when the current president hasn't even visited yet.
Dude, he hasn't even went down to the border. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he hasn't went to the border. That's a
So,
whole nother issue. The
yeah.
border is such an issue right now, not getting covered at all.
If we could just get rid of the two-party system, that'd be great.
That would be great.
Dude,
But
wait, what if
right?
hold on,
Like,
hold on.
imagine,
Let's
what
stay.
if an
Let's
independent
imagine if
come
we
in?
weren't
Okay.
divided.
let's stay on the one topic.
Yeah.
But back to conspiracy theory, though, we had, what was it, 7 environmentalist consultants going to investigate the East Palestine thing. Only after their plane had left, I think it was in Los Angeles or whatever,
It was Houston, I think.
Houston.
I think
The
so,
plane
yeah.
crashed and they all died.
7 people died, and I don't think anybody's heard anything on that.
Well,
I've
I
heard a
did-
very brief.
I heard
thing on that.
they were actually headed to a different site at the time. So I mean, I'm not sure.
Different
We would
site.
definitely need the exact facts on that, but I'm pretty
Okay,
sure
okay.
that they were headed to a different site at the time. But
Probably a round trip, dude. Caught 'em on the backside.
Get them all in one.
Get them all in one, yeah. You don't want them splitting up in the city. One stays there, they go to East Palestine, then it's all messed up, Got to
Yeah.
take them all out at one time.
Was it-
One of the things I always think about when it comes to like people who just you're too big to be doing shit like that is like when rappers stay in one area and they don't like get all their money and move away. They just want to stay there and keep doing the same stuff.
Yeah.
Which I
where are
kinda
they supposed to
understand
move to? LA. LA's fucked.
But no,
right
no,
now.
no. I'm talking you could be anywhere secluded out of the way, like not have a fear of getting blasted by anyone. But you go back into the area that the opposition's at, the people who don't like you are at.
Well, I feel
Ops.
like it's a lot. It's money related most of the time, especially with like rappers and
But
like
dude,
different
if,
people
if
like
they're
that.
making as much money as they say they're making off these albums,
It's like
off these raps,
no,
why
not
are they
even
there?
that. I'm saying off other shit. Like I think it's more just like they don't leave these areas because it's like, bro, like
You're telling me,
Baby before he was making music was making how much? Like $100,000 a day in the streets, and Thug paid him to come out. Like you know what I
But-
mean?
come on, Dick. But you're telling me that they make all this stuff. You can't do business from like a different location, bro. You don't have trusted people enough to go from a different location to do business. You have to still actively be in the streets. You don't. That doesn't make any sense.
But then think about it like this though, like
That's stupid.
there's no better person to take care of something than yourself. So,
No,
like,
absolutely. They're definitely. That's so wrong.
like I'm saying, in most situations, like if you want to take care of something, like who's the most reliable person? Yourself.
It depends on.
But I'm
your
saying, like,
risk
for what
reward.
they're doing, you know what I mean? Yeah.
What are they doing in the streets?
Well, I don't know, but I'm
You
saying
don't know.
they make money from it. You see a lot of interviews and you see a lot of talk.
My
but
thing
I'm
is-
saying, like,
my
it's
thing is, though,
crazy,
is-
though.
You're actively in these situations. You have more. You have all this money from albums, tours, whatever you do, and you put yourself. You know you're hot. You know your head's out there. They want it. You're gonna put yourself in jeopardy, just so you could do it yourself. Meanwhile, you could have trusted people going and do it for you.
And then just how much money is coming in, really.
The whole point of being a boss, like on job sites, big job sites and stuff like that, like in construction, the boss won't even be there
Yeah.
because he has trusted guys, trusted people that do it for him. He don't have to be there.
He doesn't get the street cred though, like a
But
rapper
also
would.
like people like NF.
And
I know I'm bringing it
yeah,
nowhere. Like obviously, you know, whole different type of rap, but like he stays true to himself, and you know, like he doesn't sell himself to labels. He doesn't change who he is.
That's
So
fair.
are you saying like these people should change who they are?
There comes a certain point where you get too big to be in one area.
Like Mr. Beast said, like he never bought a really nice house until he got robbed for all of his shit.
Yeah, because this is the thing.
Yeah. So they do need a certain type of
if
security.
you grow up in a certain area and you start making all this money and stuff, it's like, all right, if you have less than me, you're cool. You have just as enough as me, you're fine. But if you ever have more than me, it's fuck you. So all these people around you start building animosity because you're making it farther than them. It's like a whole psychological thing in areas. Like
Yeah.
if you're staying in that area, especially if you're in a dangerous lifestyle, you are bound to not make it out.
But here, you know, it's my thing. It's like, think about it like this, like with Ja Morant, for an example, like, okay, like doesn't matter where you came from, circumstance, like with whatever circumstances you have, like you could be like influenced by whatever, but at the end of the day, it's like, in his situation, it's like this dude, like, okay, you're an NBA player, you make millions of dollars, you're not in that lifestyle anymore, and it's like, bro, like, why are you on Instagram Live? Like, not pretend like it, even if you are, it's like, why, like, come on, bro, you're risking the bag for what? You know what I mean? It's just like, I don't know, like, I feel like a lot of shit's just like people trying to like, just like have this like image, like, oh, I'm this or that. And it's like,
There's flexing and there's being smart and going about your business. And then there's
Yeah.
flexing, getting caught and being a dumbass.
No,
So it's
there's
like,
there's a Drake line where he talks about he's like talking about Paris week or New York Fashion Week or not New York Fashion Week, Fashion Week in Paris, and he's like, oh, the lights is for the people, like your outfits, like it's for the people, like we don't care about that, like we put on the show, like we're the entertainment. Like it was hard, like
I feel you.
I don't know, I think that applies, but
It's surely. I mean, it's pretty much. It comes down to the base fact of just you've worked hard all your life to get out of a certain situation.
yeah,
Don't
like,
stay in it.
exactly.
That's
like-
all it comes down to. That's pretty much the dumbed down version of what I've been trying to say.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, it's just like for me, like I think about this and it goes on to other levels and you see it in other forms and it's just like, come on, bro, like just be yourself. Just be happy. Like,
Yeah.
circumstances have worked out for you right now. Keep it up. Like,
That's
maybe,
like-
wait, hold up. Just in case Ja Morant sees us, maybe dunk contest. Maybe get Braun. Maybe Brawny. Fuck around.
Oh, dude,
I want to see some shit. I want the NBA to pop off.
bro. I think he's not gonna be there for long.
No, there's no
He's
dunk
so beat.
contest. That's so beat.
Yeah, he's gonna be just trying.
Like they specifically don't do it on purpose. Like it's getting worse and worse every year.
Oh no, I'm not talking about that. Like if he messed up that bad, like legally, like he's not gonna be dunking ever again.
Oh no, it's like he got a
I
2-game
don't know,
suspension now, but it's like, bro, that shit's just like why? Like
2-game suspension.
yeah, but I'm
2
saying
games?
That's it.
Is there no more laws about this? Like, do you just let people slide?
Not if you're on the pedestal, bro.
True.
That is true, man. That's crazy.
Get let off the hook.
Unless you go against the narrative,
Mm.
and then you're shut down. But if you don't go against the narrative, it doesn't matter
You just
what
let it
laws you
work out.
break.
Yeah, that is true.
You're good. You get a 2-game suspension.
Just fine.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
a
crazy.
2-game suspension.
Let's fine you $20,000 off of your $4 million a year.
It's just
contract.
like you know what I mean. It's just
You
you
know
hate
what I
to
mean?
see
Players
it.
hit
It's
people
like
hard
bro,
as
it's
hell
just
still. Like,
Yeah.
find me, bro.
it's just like bro, it's like stupid shit. Like for an example, like Kareem Hunt, like when he put it, when he kicked one shorty when she was on the ground. It's like bro, like come on, why are you?
He did
stop-
what?
Yeah, like it was in the elevator. Like this was like a whole thing that
Pardon?
happened when he was
Yo.
on the.
I mean, he should probably be punished.
Do you remember
it
Ray
was when he
Rice,
was
bro?
on. You know, he got dropped from the Chiefs and then he got picked up by the Browns and.
Bro, the Browns.
Yeah, no, but
of
like-
course.
I'd be mad. I'd be mad too.
course.
I'd be mad
The
too.
Browns were like, we need anybody at this point.
Yeah, bro.
But no, like I'll be honest with you, like that shit to me is like, bro, if you have a bag, like keep it, like hold on to it, like don't be fucking stupid.
Yeah,
People
I
are
mean,
sitting here with the bag in their
Well,
hand
dude,
and they're just
The exact situation that
Like,
you're talking about.
fumbling.
The exact
Yeah, it's
situation
like,
that you're
come
talking
on.
about though, with the 2-game suspension. That's what's getting these people there though in their minds. They're like, I could do whatever I want because I hold this title.
Yeah. Look at Antonio Brown,
So
bro.
when you
Yeah,
don't,
Look at that motherfucker.
when you don't
bro.
hold people accountable and you keep letting them off, they're gonna get a big head and think they can do what
Antonio
they
Brown
want.
in the
So it's
swimming
like,
pool. I'm just saying that is the funniest shit I think I've ever heard of in my life. Like fucked up, but just wild. Like at
What happened again, man?
So
Yeah.
apparently there was this blonde chick. She was like fucking around with him, and like she took off his like swim trunks. So he decided to
Oh.
float up to the top, and he
No
starts
shot.
stroking his
No
cock in front of like
shot.
30 people.
Wow.
Someone takes a video behind him standing up,
What the f-
like literally like. Oh shit! Oh shit!
shit.
Like, yeah, no, like bro,
That's
it's
wild.
wild. Like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah, and he's like grabbing her and stuff like that in the
Well,
video.
well, that's when she stole his shorts. But I'm saying like, you know what I mean? Like, bro, like you
So,
floated.
so she just stole his shorts and she was like, I got him, and he was like, nah.
He get dog, bro. Floated up to the top and was like, I
Bro was
fuck
like-
with this. Like,
Yeah. Bro was like, you didn't get me.
Bro, but like
I got you.
Watch
man,
this.
that man though, like especially if you rewatch that hit, that
Perfect put on him?
is
Like
that-
way back in the day, the Cincinnati
Yeah.
game.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah,
Juju,
Juju
yeah,
laid
yeah.
it
hit-
on him.
Bro,
Yeah.
Was
that
there,
shit
was
was
it.
wild.
wasn't there
Ju-
like
when
a
Juju got
Pittsburgh
his
player that like Juju?
Yeah, Juju got his revenge games after. I think it.
No, it was the
might
same
have been-
game.
No.
no, it was games after.
It was games after. I'm
was
pretty
games.
sure
Are
it was
you
the
sure?
It
next
was
season.
not the same game.
It was
not
the
even,
next
yeah.
season.
Because that's when
Yeah.
they had like the little
Oh.
hoodies and shit in the shops. I remember. I copped a few of them. I remember.
I'm blown away. Are you serious?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna take your word.
Yeah.
Because that next season, that's whenever AB started going like AWOL.
Hey, haywire.
Yeah, no, like came back a different breed.
ASMR.
Bro was fighting with Tomlin for no reason. But
Bro, dude got half naked, ran off the Buccaneers, and then went with Tom Brady's wife. I mean,
wait a minute, bro.
wait,
Did you
man.
guys wait? Hold up. Speaking about some crazy shit,
he
when
said, "Yo,
Antonio Brown posted a children's book of parental divorce, and it was Tom Brady, Giselle,
Oh,
the two
no.
kids, and it's him sitting
Oh,
in the
no.
living room,
No.
That's the book I needed as a kid.
bro. When I seen that shit,
would've-
bro, I instantly thought to myself, I'm like, don't tell me he clapped the goat's wife,
Yeah.
bro. Don't tell me, because
No,
bro,
Tom
like,
Brady just kisses
cut-
his kids so lovely.
I'm not gonna lie. Disclaimer:
Disclaimer.
I'm a Patriots fan.
Mm.
Oh.
So, like,
Oh.
I don't think. Yeah, nah. So
Oh,
like,
sorry.
it's just like, you know what I mean. Like to me, like that's just wild. Like his bitch might have just got fucked. That's wild.
I mean, I think it's wild in any
then-
situation, whether you're a Patriots fan or not.
And then
Perspective.
the craziest part too is like I think she was spotted like 2 weeks when they filed for their divorce out with the jujitsu trainer or some shit like that.
Bro, did you see after the Super Bowl
like two
how
weeks.
much she was hugging on Antonio Brown? There's like pictures
Oh.
everywhere about it.
That shit's wild.
It's like she would never like high fived her husband and then was like Antonio.
She said, "Antonio, save me."
Oh,
yeah,
man.
because he was living in Tom Brady's house for a little bit.
No
Tell
shot.
me, tell me he was
What?
not banging his wife.
Dude, that's fucked up.
Unfortunately, but you know what I mean. Like,
Damn,
tell me
Big
he
Jam.
wasn't doing that, bro. It's Antonio
With the
Brown.
mic.
Dude thinks he can
He's
touch
just
anything.
a
in the
good
world.
Christian man.
Look at him on the fucking Full Send podcast when he showed up
All
with
right.
glasses and shit. And
So that's why Tom Brady became a menace for the Buccaneers.
I mean, yeah, bro. That dude lost his mental shit at the end of that season. I think for sure. He
I'll be
started
hon-
freaking
Dude,
out.
he started
on
becoming like a
everybody.
menace.
Dude, Tom
Yeah,
Brady
I
is a
liked it.
commentator.
The villain
Hopefully.
He got fucking
He
what,
needs to be.
437 million or something like that. I don't know if that's the exact number, but it's
And
400 something million.
his wife still had more money than him.
Well, no, I'm
she?
saying his new
Yeah, she did. She
contract.
was-
Listen,
yeah.
I'm saying his new contract
She's
with
tough.
just signing as a sports broadcaster. He's making more than he ever did playing football.
Really?
Yeah,
Dude, it's because he's Tom Brady.
I
But
mean,
even it goes to
he's
show that
definitely-
even Tom Brady's life personally could get pounded.
You know who's an
metaphorically.
underrated sportscaster?
Who?
Tony Romo. Dude's a fucking
Tony
dog.
Romo.
Guys, I'm gonna bring up a name in this room, and
You don't have to.
I'm just gonna see what the expressions go around as. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Mason Rudolph.
Oh, you know who that is.
I'll be honest with you.
He's not gonna be on. No, he's leaving.
Now, what do you think about while he's here? Like, do you think he got hated?
He's
like,
a
why
he's
did
a
he get
solid
so
second
hated that
string.
hard?
It's just, bro, like he stepped in not
I-
trying to be a starter, trying to be a starter. You know what I mean? Like everyone was looking at him like when he got drafted, like, oh, he's gonna be the next quarterback for the Steelers, and it's like, no. you weren't.
I mean, I don't know.
I'm like,
I would say Mason. I think it's just his time to move on. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, I would love to move on. Imagine that every time you get on the field, dude, I've been in the stadium when he steps on the field.
Well, didn't he
I've
get
been-
drafted
yeah.
with George Pickens?
What?
He got drafted
Mason
with George.
Rudolph?
Yeah.
No.
What?
No.
Oh no! I'm tripping. I'm high as fuck.
Oh, we know, man.
No, but-
This boy is
No,
as
like
high
I
as
remember when
giraffe.
he got drafted. Though everyone was talking about him becoming the starter and like the permanent starter. They're like,
No.
"Oh, he's looking so prominent." It's
No, you're
like
thinking-
dude
no,
threw
no,
like
no,
4
you're
good
thinking 10, bro.
passes. Come on.
Yeah, no, you're.
I even
yeah,
forget
no,
his
no.
name, bro.
What?
The other
Trubisky?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Trubisky.
No, it wasn't Trubisky.
Wow. No.
When we got
Mitch is
Trubisky,
a
we
good-
were down
listen,
bad.
He is.
Let
he
me
is.
settle this right now. Mitch is a good quarterback. He's not a great quarterback. Now,
But Kenny Pickett is the son of Pittsburgh now.
Yeah, no, I mean Kenny Pickett.
Kenny
I'm all the way.
Pickett!
Kenny. Yeah, I mean, I was at the field. I think you were at the game as well when they started Kenny.
Oh, yeah,
Kenny,
dude.
And it was the first game of the season, and everybody, they throw Mitch out there. He fucking goes 3 and out, and then everybody's like,
Dude.
Kenny. That was the best, like one of the best. It's literally like them
It
playing.
was a home feeling. It was just homey, man. It was a
Yeah.
Pittsburgh feeling. It was just like he came out and everyone was just finally in this city at one with each other.
Well,
at
it's
peace.
like
About
them playing
time.
Renegade. It's like them playing Renegade. That was the Kenny chant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And then
fire.
that screen goes black and they start playing Renegade, bro. Oh my god.
Different feeling, bro. You knew he was going to come out
different.
there and do something.
I'll bring my picket fence next time.
And we finally have a Russian quarterback.
Yeah.
Is he?
No, he can.
Yeah, he could
he's got
run,
legs
man.
On him.
He got some legs.
Yeah, Kenny's got some legs.
I fuck with Pickett.
So who?
A
so-
Russian? I thought you said Russian. I was like,
You know what I need to bust out in the
he's from
summer?
New Jersey.
The
Oh,
Kenny
word.
fucking Pickett shirt, dude.
Which one?
What one?
It literally says Kenny fucking Pickett on.
Oh,
it.
yeah,
they're
yeah,
hard.
yeah. Who do you guys think they're going to target in the draft then? Because we have the 17th overall, the 17th overall, and then in the second round we have the 32nd
Dude.
and the 48th.
I'm going to be so real with you when I say
49th.
this. Unless they get drafted to Pittsburgh, I only watch our team, bro.
I'm gonna
Well, I
agree.
mean, I'm watching the NFL Combine and I'm watching the
Combine?
Senior Bowl.
Yeah, but no, do we have a chance? What do you think our chances are next year, really getting to it?
I think we make the playoffs, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, you heard it here
100%.
first. 100%. This
no,
guy.
100%. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Make your
we-
bets
I
now.
hope.
I mean, literally look at us past the what's it called? Bye week. Us past the bye week, starting Kenny Pickett. We went 6-2, 6-3
Yeah.
with Kenny
That's
Pickett. I mean, a big issue. Mitch is great, like I said, but a big issue. I mean, he couldn't move the ball. Literally until he got to the red zone, he couldn't move the ball.
That is true.
And then, but now we have honestly kind of the opposite issue. We can move the ball down and then we get to the red zone. But how much is that playmaking, or how much is that actual?
I'm going to throw a wrench in this.
Okay.
The offensive coordinator is a dickhead and should leave. I'm pretty sure he is leaving. But also,
Matt Canada, he's not leaving. Not this year. We're
we,
gonna have him this year.
we wish we didn't. I'm going to go on and say this is a hot take, as Spinelli would say.
I also have.
And
one.
Friday Beers brought it up.
Okay.
There is
Friday
a
Beers.
massive vote happening right now between which club on the Southside Flats is better, Enclave, or Foxtail.
Thank you for switching the topic.
Okay, I had too much into the
Yeah,
into
yeah.
the Steelers information.
I'd
By the
say
way, one quick hot take I have. Next Super Bowl, 49ers and Eagles. That's all I'm saying.
interesting.
49ers winning, though.
40.
you think the Eagles make it again?
They're going to make it again, but they're going to fall short.
I don't
again.
know. They're at
gonna
salary
lose.
cap already, and
I
they're
think
gonna
it's
have
gonna
to
be
cut
like-
some guys, bro.
I
don't know.
think
are
Foxtail's
making it.
classier, but Enclave just has a
We're
bigger
jumping back
dance
into
scene.
it.
Yeah,
So-
tried to hot take my hot take, bro. I should have just came
So
up with
we're talking.
I know nothing about
Foxtail or who?
sports.
Foxtail
Foxtail
or
and Enclave.
Yeah, big gun.
I
Big
had a lot
battle.
more fun at Enclave.
Absolutely.
It's a lot more poppin'. I mean,
Yeah.
Foxtail is just a lot smaller of a floor,
Yeah.
a lot smaller of a dance floor. Foxtail is fun for sure. I mean, I love Foxtail,
crazy
especially
shit.
the sky bar at the top. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know, with all the games and
Jenga.
stuff.
Yeah.
But I think that's more of an, you start the day off at Mario's, you go across the street to Foxtail, then you go across the street again to Enclave. Jimmy
Absolutely.
D's
That's
used
the
to be the
finisher.
shit, man.
Dude,
What the fuck
until
happened?
Enclave came, Jimmy
Yeah.
D's was popping.
Yeah,
It
Jimmy
was
D's.
lit.
I'll be
That's the
honest
shit.
with you.
Jimmy D's left the chat.
Penn's
It did.
Mechanical Co. Maybe.
Pins?
Maybe might.
I love
I
Pins,
fuck
bro.
with
You
Pins.
said pins?
Pins,
I fuck
bro. The
with
place where we
Pins.
slid down the slides. And
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I love-
I've never
I love
been here.
jumping
Bro,
down
it's
that
lit,
slide.
actually.
we're about to go tonight, bro.
We should go tonight. Maybe
But
stop by,
seriously,
see what's
just stop by,
popping.
bro. Just play some beer pong.
It's on the way home.
Wait, there's
It's-
beer pong.
He said, bro, it's on the
Beer
way
pong,
home.
Huge
With
beer
dodgeballs,
pong,
bro.
dodgeballs, and
trash
garbage
cans.
cans.
yo.
Hey,
So
shout
fun.
out, shout out,
Shout
to
out
Pins.
Pins. You guys are awesome.
Adult
No doubt.
Might come out.
games
Might
and-
come out.
They got a
should.
slide that sends you mock Jesus.
You're talking about like
It hurt my ass,
you
actually,
sit
yeah.
down slide.
Yeah,
Sit down
bro, like,
slide. That,
I'm coming, bro.
that's all you
Hey,
know.
I mean, you
It's
sold
that
me, bro.
easy.
If we
Come on
start,
now.
if we start there, I'm coming.
Come on now.
Oh, if we start there, he's coming. Oh, then he's
start.
out. He's outside, as they would
He
say.
said, bro, I slid because of the slide.
I slid because of the
Wow,
Wow.
deep.
dude spitting over here.
Poetic. Thinking
Spinelli
right now.
spear over there,
Yo,
man.
speaking of which, you said you're coming out with some music here soon. You don't
I
have to
am.
give a date. No date. No date yet. No commitment. But
So this upcoming month, I'm basically about to drop a remixes project, and it's going to consist of like every 10 days I'm going to drop 2 songs and do it and drop maybe like 6 to 8 songs.
And you say we're gonna get to use that for our intro and outros.
We could fuck around
Bro,
and throw it
literally,
in.
no. I don't want you to use like one. Like, I want you to like make up like a funny ass song, bro.
I
It
can
doesn't
make
have
a,
to be
I can
funny,
make
bro.
a spoof. I might have to drop it under
Just
like
say
I
something
might have
Lil
to get
Dicky
like
type.
no, bro. I could get a
The intro doesn't have to be anything like.
Bro,
bro,
doesn't
I
have
could
to
get
be
a
funny,
ski,
bro.
No, I could dead ass get a ski mask
Yeah.
and then bro make like a whole like
Bro.
other
I'll
shit.
film
Make
it.
a whole other artist for it. Be some
Dude,
eat.
yeah, like
I'll be on my eat shit. It'll be
Tyler
funny
the
as hell.
Creator and what's his like persona?
Are you talking about Wait, the fuck are you talking about?
I mean, I guess an easier one would be like Eminem and Slim Shady.
More, yeah.
Yeah,
It'd be like Spink. It would be like Spinks and Spoink. You know
Spoink.
what I mean? like
Spoink.
I just drop it under an S name, just anything with an S and after it.
I love how
Doesn't
spoink is the
matter.
first thing that came to your mind, bro. That sounds like such a sexual activity.
I'm gonna go
If you,
Spoink.
if you want to make it sexual,
If you want to make
Yeah.
it sexual, dude, or like Mac Miller and Larry the Fisherman.
Yeah,
Larry
which
Fisherman.
Larry Fisherman, his actual
Dude.
music,
It'd be
Larry
bopping.
Fisherman, which is Mac Miller, it was like jazz before his latest jazz albums, and it was like it was
It
really
was
good.
just him in the
What if
stew making beeps and bops.
what if I did that and made like straight
Really?
like murder
That's
music?
the shortest way
That'd
you
be
can say it.
wild.
murder music?
Nah, like bro, there's times.
Are you talking like the
FBI right
Are
here.
you talking about the UK drill, bro?
no, like yeah,
Yo,
like,
some of that
literally.
should be fire, bro. On God. Listen.
One in
if-
a head of you, one in a bed of you, one in a bot. She wanna hit me. I just wanna tell him we get it. I just wanna fucking.
Go off.
Oh,
Go on.
okay.
No, keep going.
All right,
Acapella,
yeah,
he's
I
at
was
it.
gonna say, I was getting it.
But
Oh, that flow was nice. That flow was nice.
There's some I could listen to, and then there's some it just sounds too British, too UK-ish for me.
I
Bro,
The
felt-
there's
accent
this
just throws it
one-
off. I don't know.
I
It
used
You know
to.
what?
kills me.
I used to listen to Drake's radio, Sound 42, on the what's it called, Sirius XM radio. Dude, that shit, bro. All he used to do is just put on UK artists
Who's
like,
that one dude? Central C.
bro,
dude?
Central C.
He got
he's
a
hard as hell.
funny ass line. In one
Wait,
of
do
Drake's
you,
songs.
do you guys
that song's hard.
have you guys listened to Connor Price?
I've
Yeah.
not heard
Oh
of him.
my God, he has.
You
some
actually used his
good
music for
shit.
some of your
Have I?
videos, yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
So
It'd be like
he
that.
just brought a UK rapper on his it's called Spinning, and what he did was he took a globe, the of the whole Earth, and he would spin it.
There's a song
And
called
then-
"Spinning," by the way, and that's why. He did that.
that's where he had the UK rapper on it. Man, like he's so underrated. He has like a million monthly listeners at the time of this podcast.
Yeah.
Like this dude should be he should be top 100,
Dude,
for sure. I mean, he has bars.
we know an up and coming Spotify artist. She's got like over 100,000 like listeners
do.
monthly now.
Should we get her to collab with Connor Price?
With Connor
He
Price,
has
maybe.
a good
So-
voice though
so-
too, so he does his own.
Hers
he does
is more like
Hers is her. His voice is good, but her voice is like phenomenal. It's almost like
Yeah.
angelic. And her type of style of music, it wouldn't line up with like the hip hop.
right. Yeah.
It's very
I'll
much like
DM him.
indie, like.
I'll DM him.
But
We'll get
shout
this to
out,
work.
shout out to Bethany. She is a phenomenal artist, man. So,
Hell yeah! Shout out.
and I guarantee she's gonna.
I
Go
know
far.
who you're talking about.
Yeah,
From that one party.
I think so.
It was her
Which one?
birthday. It was her birthday.
Yeah,
yeah.
that one.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
She's got a great voice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no
yeah.
doubt.
Yeah.
She played some of the music there. It's fire
Yeah. We'll have to get them to collab. Try
for
to.
sure, or try to.
Yeah.
Bro, she might just blow up. Like she's hitting top charts on Spotify. Like-
Well, yeah. I mean,
Good for her.
if she did the chorus and then Connor just spit a fat rap.
I
That's
do.
why
I
I
don't
was
even know.
just-
That's crazy though.
He is
you know?
good. He's definitely good.
Yeah.
But I feel like
Are you guys talking about making songs over here?
I mean maybe no. He should do a Connor Price, bro.
You should do.
He's
it
a
with,
legit- he
You
should
need
try.
you need to start posting your shit, bro.
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
You need
what
to
are-
market
what
it.
are you
So,
doing?
Here's my idea. So I'm gonna start off with this remixes project just so I could just build some catalog and then more or less kind of like build like a nice little hype project, be able to drop something that's like a little bit creative, but at the same time kind of shows off my personality. And then after that, then I'm gonna drop like a little summer project. And then after that, then I'm gonna drop the initial
Bro,
project that I
I
had
got
made
I got such a good idea for you, bro, to start. And I'll even help you out for it. And this is what it
He
said
remixes.
and this is what it
He's
is.
like
right?
Oprah right now.
Yeah, I'm like-
He's about to bless me.
So here it is, bro. Like, you could draw projects and stuff like that, or you could like post TikToks and shit. And I'll get like a box full of random stuff, and we throw in a beat, and I'll just take it out of the box and throw it at you. Catch it, you start rapping it, you drop it, throw another thing to you. You start rapping about that.
It's branching
Um,
off.
That's a talent. That's a freestyle talent. People love that. So
You know
Branching
about it.
off that, it is all about the marketing though. Like you could have a half decent song, but as long as you like market it and it hits the algorithm right.
Well, one
It's-
thing
I
too
feel
is
like it's
just
gonna
it's
pop.
like you look at a lot of
Did you
things.
just call
it
him
comes down to
half
confidence.
No, not even him. Just like
Oh.
not even
I said,
him.
I said
Wait, wait.
people be putting it
Yeah.
out.
Oh, okay.
which means
got
him
you.
being good with
For a
good
second,
marketing.
I was like,
just-
I'm sorry, I'm drunk.
boy.
but,
Like
but
people,
at the same time, you could
people
be
with,
good
like,
with bad marketing and get fucked.
people with
Yeah.
great songs, but like no marketing, just like
Yeah,
Go
there
and
has to be a
discover.
balance with it. Like
I'm
that's
excited
why I'm
about the
trying to
slide.
like just time things right with like the other shit we got going on. You know what I mean?
right.
No, it'd be hard. Like
No doubt.
I'm excited, but
Should
That'd
be.
be posting,
I am
like-
definitely excited to hear this.
You should be excited.
How many
Post-
song remixes are you releasing?
so I'm thinking about doing 6 to 8,
6,
and
8.
then after that, I'm thinking about doing.
That's a whole mixtape.
Yeah, but no, it's,
That's what I'm saying. That's
Yeah, don't
that's
undersell
pretty
it.
Good.
Don't
Yeah,
undersell
don't
it.
undersell it.
Don't be like that.
No, that's pretty good.
No, I fuck with
6 to 8, shit.
I'm trying to like one thing about too is like my music. Like my whole goal is to try to make some shit that's like I want to revitalize music and kind of give meaning back to like when you listen to some shit you're listening to it for a reason. Like
What type of what would you say your genre goes under? Would it go under like you're about to lay someone down? You know.
my whole goal is like
Or
like my
you know,
whole
what-
thing is like at the most I listen to music whenever like I'm driving and like I'm always awake like and I'm always active at night, so it's like I always drive at night, so like I want to make some shit like I could just drive to at night
Some
and just
daily
be
shit.
coasting on the road vibing, or just like if I'm really in like some deep thought, like I could just kick on and be like okay, like run myself through some thoughts and shit. Like it's all about storytelling too, like just like having fun with it, like staying creative with it and just trying to like just enjoy it, because like for me like I like there's times like where I'll be writing something and I'll get stuck and then it's like okay, just go work on something else and then come back to it, and when you come back to it it's just like expand on it or go back and
Yeah.
then just re-edit.
On our way to the slides, we better hear something. I want to
Some
hear
freestyling.
something. I really want to
I'll
hear
be-
something.
dude.
Not even a freestyle. I want to hear one of these remixes that you're working on. Do you have one finished yet?
I'm 3/4 of the way done with it. I have to
Oh,
finish
hell yeah.
2 songs, and then I have to make one from scratch.
So your
And the last
favorite
one that I'm
I
trying
wanna
to do
hear.
is like DOA by Jay-Z.
Well, listen.
Yeah, no,
your
I'm
favorite
trying. I'm
one,
trying to be on
Dead
some
on.
sick
Listen, your
shit.
favorite one, I want to hear on the way to the slide.
My favorite-
I'm fully committed now. I'm going.
My
It's so
favorite.
fun, bro.
Yeah.
So, are you coming with us, or are we all meeting there?
I was gonna say
Slide
I'm
with
probably
us.
about.
Slide with
He
us.
said, "Yeah, that." He said, "Yeah, that party bus. I'm gonna be joining you."
I was about to say I'm about to meet Alex at his crib, I think, and then slide on you boys,
Oh,
and then
word.
meet you guys.
Is Alex
Yeah.
Why
home?
wouldn't we all just meet there?
Because I'm about to drop my car off at his crib,
Mm.
and then he'll pull up and then.
Oh yeah.
It's
that is true.
It's fair enough. Fair enough.
So no
Smart,
drinking
man.
and driving.
Yeah.
We can hop back on. We can hop back on the topic though if you guys want.
Dude. All right.
AI.
All right. I'll pitch one
Or-
out there.
Or we could. Okay, go ahead. You can pitch.
I'm gonna pitch one out there.
Throw it out. Let's see.
All right. So
Curveball?
you know like the mountains out west.
Okay.
You ever see the mountains out west? How they're like bare.
Not in person.
Okay, so like the mountains out west are like just like treeless mountains. You know what I mean? And everyone's like, oh, they're so fucking beautiful.
Okay. Yeah.
But then you got like these tree full mountains out here, bro, and everyone's just like, oh, look at that. Like, you know what I mean? It's like yeah, it's like covering up
Yeah.
the mountain, like the beauty of it.
Okay, that's
Which means, like,
interesting.
If the east just shaved their mountains, we would have beautiful mountains too.
Okay, but we probably should not do that because we get a lot of our oxygen from trees.
No, absolutely. I'm
agree.
just saying if it was like if it was, you know, manicured, kept up with, it would look just as
Manicured
good.
upward.
Do you shave?
What's going on with the
Do I
trees
shave?
right now?
Yeah,
I feel like you have to, yeah.
yeah.
But it's kind of crazy because like I only shave the spots that need shaved, like my legs, back, still
Have
hairy.
You
you?
shave your legs.
Hell no,
So-
bro.
Sometimes.
This is brought to
It
you
might
by
make you more
Manscaped.
No,
He said
no,
Robbie
no.
flipping on better angles.
It might make you more aerodynamic, bro.
No, I'll tip my hat in on this because whenever I was shaving my legs for flipping reasons, you can grab your legs so much more tightly, like skin to skin contact. When instead you had that like bushy hair,
It's definitely a lot more.
especially when you're
Oh,
sweating though too. That hair is gonna make you slippy more. If you're doing a double back, you're going straight to your head.
That's why I have
Sometimes.
that issue
grip. I can
sometimes.
feel it.
Yeah,
Dude, that's when I was doing double backs that often, my hands actually, I was tucking so much that I started to lose hair where I was tucking at.
Yo.
Like I just had 2 bald
Like a
spots under
fucking-
my knees.
Like
bro.
a dachshund, bro. He's a fucking wiener.
I-
like you ever see the mini wiener dogs, bro? They got their whole chest just shaved of
Really?
hair. The rest of them have hair on them, but just their chest from shaving it off the ground, bro. You know what I
That's
mean? Because their
wild.
chest goes.
they need
way
to up
further
that
down.
suspension.
They're low.
Yeah.
Nah, bro, they're a low rider. Just don't hit a
Yeah.
curb, you know what I mean?
Right.
Just don't hit a curb, man.
Yeah. But yeah,
Built
how
different.
crazy
Oh,
is it that I did a Coca-Cola, which if anybody doesn't know, is a
Going
backflip
into
stall
flip
backflip. So it's a double backflip with the stall in the middle. Before I did a straight double back.
Oh,
Fumble. Party
foul.
Wow, my whole foot's wet right now. Thanks, Shane.
It is too.
You're like your foot
Why
feels
do you
like
have the
Riley
socks
Reed
on,
after
dog?
a hard day at work.
Why do you have shoes on, dog?
I have shoes on.
Am I the only one in socks?
You're the only one, bro. We all
That's
have
kind of
shoes on.
weird. If you don't have shoes on,
He's-
it's
That's
It
why
is-
you're wet.
he
Right?
is in
That-
his
that's
own
why
home.
you're-
That's mad disrespectful
Not
in
the
my
reason
house
that I
with
flipped
no
in his own
shoes.
my
crib.
drink, bro.
With your shoes on in my house, man. Nah.
But anyway, yeah,
He
back
said-
to trees and the rocks.
He
Rockies
said, "Bro,
and
my
whatnot.
foot's wet."
Have you ever
Yeah.
been to Seneca Rocks down in West Virginia?
I haven't yet, but I definitely want to go to it.
Such a beautiful place.
You got an
Anytime-
amazing photo. If anybody should
Like,
definitely
do you
check out
think-
his Instagram
do you
and
think-
check out that photo.
Is it on my Instagram?
Yeah.
Which one?
Your main.
The main?
Yeah, you have that
dude.
wide angle view up on that one rock, and it has all the
yeah,
trees.
it's pretty fire.
Bro,
Yeah,
I don't
it's
even know
pretty
why I
fire,
post
bro. It's a-
anymore.
It's
I
a
just
great
be,
photo.
I become a clown.
Well,
to
you
try
have
and hit
your,
the
in your
algorithm.
right hand, you have your.
I gotta wash
I'm
my
not
foot
gonna
off.
say too many details of this to tell you how many times I watched this, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Too
anyway.
often.
Thanks,
Wash
guys.
my foot off, man. My boy done dropped the Natter Day waterfall on it.
No, whole entire, bro. I mean,
A
I'm
Natterday
really-
water.
It's the whole
Yeah,
thing,
I got
bro.
a little bit left. I'm gonna drink the rest of it.
I'm glad I didn't
I
put
don't
her.
know, your foot.
Oh.
Glad I didn't put the
Oh.
Scarlet on the floor. That would have been so.
Yeah, that would have been bad.
It's all good, man. It's carpet. It will just absorb
I
it.
think
you know?
I'm actually the one who I'm actually the one who suggested putting it on the floor
Yeah,
too. So
I thought about it.
and then I'm the one who spills.
No, Scarlett stays on that table, man.
Dude, Scarlet,
She's a mad
thank you for
lad.
being there.
Yeah.
She's the one that gets it done.
Okay, but I had 2 tall boys down and 2 natter days. So
what do you like? What are we sewing? You want to kick this thing off, bro?
no, I'm just saying. So I have more down. You have 1.5 of these motherfuckers.
Yeah, I'm trying to go back to my birth weight. You know what I mean?
What's your birth weight?
8 pounds.
8 pounds.
I'll give it like
10 pounds,
8
6 ounces.
I'll give.
I
You
wish I knew
were
what
10 pounds.
10 pounds, 6
Your
ounces.
poor mother,
Yeah.
bro.
You're
God
Damn.
You had a
damn.
rough time, bro. Everybody
ass
thought I was
boy.
going to be a lineman for the Steelers.
Thick ass boy.
And guess what I was?
A lineman for the.
No, you were running. You were running back for like what West Virginia team or some shit.
No, Berg's
The backyardigans.
Backyardigans. I love it. No, Bergtown, and then at the skate park, shattered my ankle,
Really?
and that's what ended my career.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
I
feel
would
that
not
ankle-
have pursued football in college, though. If anything, I would have pursued discus, actually, track. I went to the Junior Olympics for track, so
Really?
yeah, for
That's
discus.
crazy.
Yeah.
I went to
I-
States twice
That's wild, dude. I went to
For what?
for shuttle hurdles,
Oh, shit.
the 200 meter, 4x1, 4x2.
So you're telling me
4x1 was so much fun, bro.
So
I
much
love
fun,
the
bro.
4x1.
so you're telling me that you did football, you did track, and I went to work?
Yo, I did both. I did all
No,
3, bro.
actually- No,
I
dude.
did all 3.
No, when I was younger, I definitely carved out time, dude. I was
Yeah.
like, I'd be like half day school, half day work. I started taking night classes and shit.
I was.
I was like trying to be a
laziest
full grown
kid.
adult by 18 for no
I was
reason.
the laziest motherfucker there was.
I didn't have a choice, but I'm kind of happy I didn't. You know.
I was like the Minecraft like didn't have friends type till I hit like 7th grade. And then I
Minecraft
had
was
like
fire.
8
Bro,
friends.
Nah, bro. I used to be.
Yeah.
I used to be
My
a
close group
thick
now.
ass boy. Were you a thick boy in middle school?
I got up to 214 whenever I was like.
You were 214?
I was 214.
How much
you weigh
right
multiple
now?
times.
I was
I'm
pushing-
I'm
I was
like
pushing-
160 now, but I'm bulking. I cut down to 150.
I was pushing
I was
2.
gonna say you look 150 right now.
When I was a
Yeah.
thick boy, I was pushing like 201.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Jerem? What was your biggest?
My biggest,
Yeah.
I think 205, but that was only like 2 years ago or something.
Damn, my biggest is 186.
Bro, like I could show you guys pictures
But I'm
right now
short.
that you guys would look at and be like, "Damn, son, where'd you find
No, bro, I
this?"
got-
no. Check this man out, though. Like, show one of those. Like,
Oh yeah.
you did
dude.
a whole
I did
transformation.
a whole
bro.
transformation.
It was
man. I went from
beautiful.
being really overweight, and that's honestly that's all through the passion of hobbies and like parkour, free running, like just flipping, just having a good time with your friends, like just wanting to not be your old self and just changing everything. So,
Well,
I'm
too,
not trying to
it's
get
like-
super into it, but
It's-
you know what I mean.
no,
But
but you
It's
actually,
two
yeah.
things to where it's
Yeah.
like, bro, it's like self-discipline, one, and like two, like wanting to take care of yourself and wanting to be better every day. Like
yeah.
if you're gonna sit there and like just repetitively make the same mistakes, you'll be the same person.
It's more than motivation, I'd say.
yeah, like
It's got to be discipline. It
like
gotta-
yeah, bro.
and,
Like,
like-
you want to look better for yourself, like for confidence, like
It's-
for a whole bunch of reasons. Like
It's the
know what I
best
mean?
thing someone can do, and I know there's a lot of like culture out there. It's like love yourself for the way you are, and
Yeah.
I totally get that. You
no,
should.
you should
You
definitely
You should
to
love
an
yourself
extent.
for you are.
But I think you should be realistic with your flaws to some extent and be like, if they're controllable, like take action.
It's one of those things like it's like if you truly love yourself for you are, that's okay. But there's a lot of people who are like they're stuck in a certain way of life, and they fall into that culture. I feel like, and they're like, no, I love myself. Like it's okay. It's
Well,
all
think
good."
about it.
And
Do the
then,
best
on
that
the
you can
inside,
do.
It's like
Like, I'm not even like I'm dead ass. Like, people that are not as healthy as others. How much education is there in like the nutrition field? You know what I mean? It's like
well, especially
it's
here,
like
non-
and people preach like, okay, like instead of going to McDonald's and getting that number one, the Big Mac, you know what I mean, get the salad. But
Yeah.
then you see all of these added ingredients and the added calories, and then you're like, okay, now I'm eating a salad for like 600-700 calories instead of getting one at home, which if you bought everything separately and made your own salad the way that you want it,
300,
it'll be
350.
cheaper. And yeah,
Less
it'll
calories.
be a lot cheaper. Yeah, a lot cheaper calorie wise and money wise as well. So I mean,
Big Jerem. Yeah,
pretty
Call me Big Germ.
No, I just
Oh,
seen
bro.
Jerem looking bulky as fuck over there.
Bro, it's the shirt, bro.
Dude, first
I got-
time I met
I've been
Jerem,
wearing
he
blue
got
shirts
introduced to
recently.
me as like G.I. Joe. Like Comfort
G.I.
was like
Joe.
sitting in his car with me in the juice box back in the day. He looks at me
box,
and he
dude.
goes, "Yeah, bro, you're about to meet my boy Jerem." He's like, real cool dude. Bro's in the military. Real vibe. And then he goes, or no, he's like, he just got out of it or some shit. It was something like along those lines. And literally, it was just, yeah, no, like, he was like,
Dude.
you're going to fuck with him. Second I met Germ, great guy ever since.
I appreciate that.
I love you,
He's a
Germ.
swell feller.
Swell, swole, all of the above.
Yeah. All the above. So, pins.
I think pins is honestly number one, just like
Pins?
in environment.
Where we're taking,
like,
bro, the slide.
actually,
You're going to
like-
slide.
You forgot already.
Yeah, I forgot about it. Yeah, I
But
just
then-
yeah, it's a slide.
He's so ready. He's like,
and I'm 100% gonna piss again. How is nobody else?
are you,
Went to the
how old
bathroom.
are you,
broke
bro?
this wheel.
I'm fucking.
Yeah, take
No,
this
no,
with
no.
you.
I didn't ask how
No,
many
no,
you
take
had.
this
How
with
old
you.
are you?
32.
His back's 82 though, so.
And my body is 32.
It's 'cause of me. His back's 82
Huh?
because of me.
What's that mean?
I just
Listen.
Pause.
I drink
Say
enough
pause.
water, bro. I drink enough water. That's all you had to do.
Resume.
Oh, shit.
Drink enough water and you're gonna piss
Unsettled.
all the time, bro. Drink too much water, you're gonna piss way too much.
Nah, bro.
Drink not enough water, you're not gonna piss
You
enough.
just gotta hold it in.
I'm going piss.
You ever see those memes, bro? It's like be a man, like work on a factory floor for 40 years until you die, and then it's like be a man. Oh, the slide?
The G.I. Joe crawl?
Bro, why is it crack every time that we do
Because you're crack-a-lacking, my guy.
It was a rough time in the gym this year, I swear.
So,
Show boys.
straight up,
Give me a hot take real quick.
a hot take right off the top of the
off
skis.
the top, off the Rizzy, off the skizzy.
Do you think that when the moon comes out and it's a full moon,
Yeah.
do you feel like it really like does change the emotions of people and
I
the
feel like
attitudes?
bitches get horny when there's a full moon. Hot take
real.
for you. Swear to God.
Well, no, you just asked me to get a hot take. You can't keep hot taking my hot take. No.
No, so-
Sometimes just hot takes get you to fiery
So-
places.
I feel
So
you, dude.
I'll branch out from that because our bodies are like 70% water or whatever, and the
Exactly.
moon be affecting the oceans pretty
So,
heavily,
It be
the tides and whole
the
shit.
waves and shit.
So like, that's gotta affect us in some way.
Scientifically, yeah, bro. I be feeling extra powerful on a full moon.
Extra powerful.
Yeah, like
Bro,
when I'm training, lifting and shit, like I be feeling like, "Ow," you know what I mean?
Bear said he is the Twilight Zone. Bro looks up at a full moon, goes Vegeta from when he has his tail in the beginning of the Dragon Ball Z era.
I wish I
Nah,
watched
bro,
it.
I'm
That's for
talking-
my anime fans out there. I'm a big anime person for the people
No,
out there.
he's a big hentai person.
Hey, yo.
All right, don't let him
nah,
I'm
pause,
like,
pause.
Bro, me and Big Germ almost caught up in One Piece.
Almost.
I'm at
dude.
I'm almost at 1,000
I,
germs.
I broke. I started to watch the
Japanese?
sub. Yeah.
Yes.
I got to like
Finally, he's
nine.
joined the team.
I got to like
This makes me happy.
9:32.
I can't relate, man.
I
No,
can't.
like you don't understand. Like, bro, this shit's wild.
No,
Like,
that's what I'm telling you. I
it's
don't
the
understand.
best writing. Like for me, like as a writer, like I go out and I just personally try to find good writings that are like entertaining, serve a purpose, and or like lessons to learn. And One Piece, I will say, is like hands down the best fucking masterpiece that I think is created. Like shit from beginning of the show that are like minor details that you would never suspect that like later on down the road would have effect, do have effect, and other things that you wish you would see happens, and he doesn't go by a plot which is like, oh, the stereotypical like, oh, this happens. It's like, bro, he doesn't play by a script. Like boys will get killed off, like main characters, like
It's wild, man.
no, it's wild. Like I love it.
I will say they need to tone it down on the fillers here and there. But other than that,
Well, One
That's all
Piece
I'm
has the
saying.
lowest amount of filler. It's only 9%
I don't
of
know.
all of its content, which
But
you got to remember.
compared
there's
to all the
10,400
content, yeah.
So it's like 90 episodes, realistically. But like Fishman Island's like majority of the filler.
Anyway, I got this man watching Vinland Saga. Do you know what that is?
It's fire.
I peeped it
I
a
will
little
say
bit.
that.
I'm
So
just
good.
trying to catch
Vinland
up One
Saga's
Piece
good.
so
Bro,
hard.
you don't need to catch. Bro, watch this. It'll take you like probably 2 days if you binge
I
it.
might have. Is it like Vikings and
Vikings.
shit? Yeah,
and
no,
shit, bro.
I
it goes
peeped this shit.
hard, bro. Like it gets tearful sometimes. Like there's so many emotions like going through this one kid.
Oh, you know what that reminds me of?
Shane's just like, hello.
Right now, your mic was like moving back and forth real fast.
Oh, blah,
The
blah, blah.
first-
Ah,
dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was confused. I was staring at it. I was like, what the fuck is
There's
going on over there?
um,
Okay, good.
what's the fuck? I'm
One about
I'm
a
about to
train,
look this
bro?
up real quick.
There was
All
one
right.
about a train. That's the only anime I've ever watched.
A
in my life.
train?
It was pretty fire. Yeah. This girl was on a train and she met this creature who ends up being the conductor.
Spirited Away?
No,
You
no,
talking
no.
about?
She,
No.
Like the thing ends up being the conductor, and every train that she goes into is a completely different wild thing.
Bro, I need a link. I kind of want to watch that.
Yeah, no, it was really good. That's the only anime I've ever watched in my life, and it was pretty good. It's on
Right.
Netflix. Let me check it out.
Recently converted hentai enjoyer. Christian, how do you feel about what you're watching right now?
It's honestly pretty crazy, man. The tentacles.
Hold on.
You know.
He's actually.
Nah, I do hear people watch the tentacle stuff. You know, people. I don't know. People get into a lot of weird shit.
Netflix.
Nah.
Well, no, there's people who get into feet, tentacles, collarbones. There's a lot of weird people out
Giraffe
there, man.
pussy.
You need scaffolding for that. But... All right,
Bro,
he's cut off.
bro.
He's cut off.
Hey,
He's
fuck
cut off.
I'm trying to find this freaking thing.
This dude. Bro, that is such an old style meme.
Just in
There's
case I gotta open up a can of whoop ass.
There's
this
a picture
dude's-
of a man with a can opener in the pocket of his jeans. With that,
Just in case you gotta open up a can of whoop ass on someone. Carry
You-
that thing on.
you know what? Thank God there wasn't a camera panning down to his shoes because he has New Balances on. That's a
I
dad
wish.
joke right there, bro. That's a dad joke.
You know, I'm gonna ask my older sister real quick
No,
to
yeah,
see
yeah.
what that was because she's the one that put me onto that.
Yo, bro,
Shout out
I'll
to the
Because
old
I
sister.
can't Google.
go, bro. I'll
it.
just bring up a new topic while we're at it.
Yeah, go
While we're
shoot.
Googling.
I'm
How
not
crazy
gonna
were the Wright brothers?
Thinking they could fly and shit.
Thinking
trying to
you
be
could
a
just
bird.
fly, yeah.
Bro, without them, bro, we don't have what we have.
I'm
today.
not
Dude,
gonna
we
lie.
would not fly.
I'm too fried
Would
to
not
find the
fly.
anime, but it's basically just like the plot of it is just crazy. Like it's
We-
probably one of the best ones, but the
We talking about
movies
One
were good.
Piece?
No, it's like there's like 3 movies for it, and then there's the actual anime itself. The anime itself sucks, but the 3 movies that came out for it, the trilogy, fucking tough. It's
He's a
basi-
spokesman for this shit.
no, like
no
bro,
name
like I've
either.
watched probably like 4,000 like different things. Like I fucking love
Yeah.
this shit. Like I'm a big movie TV connoisseur in my spare time.
Dude.
Like when I'm bored writing, like that's what I have it on in the background. Like so I'm just constantly just consuming shit.
Speaking of the Wright brothers, I forget. I think it might have been Finland, but they just passed like legally in their country and everything. I hope it's Finland. I might be butchering it.
Whatever.
But the first car that is both like air and like ground mobile.
There should never be flying cars.
There will be. You can't stop progress.
There should no. It's
Bro, you
not
can't-
progress, bro.
Low key,
what
if
do you
there's
think
flying
about the
cars,
progress of
maybe-
the human race?
No, bro.
Exactly.
No,
What do you
bro.
think that? What's our
Evolution.
next step?
No, bro. I have to.
What is our
I
next
have
step?
to stop us on these flying cars, bro.
Absolutely
Why,
because
why
it's-
the flying cars?
It's
though?
a serious issue,
not
bro.
the
not.
AI.
It won't be.
Bro, they are gonna be a huge issue.
I'll be honest with
Imagine if you run out of oil, you run out of gas, your shit breaks down
Are
in
they
midair.
running on oil?
you. Well, here's
That's
the
not
thing.
the
It's the
point.
same
If
thing.
it
with
breaks
a
down
car.
in midair, you're gonna kamikaze someone's crib.
What if
Okay,
we
but
just
Well, it depends. It
How
might
many-
be parachutes and shit. Like,
But
it's all
then-
about innovation. Like, and here's the thing: there's already a company out there right now. It's like Defying Gravity or something along the lines
Let
of
me-
that. That's the company
No,
name.
No, let me put this
I
on
had my
scenario.
hand up first.
Go ahead.
Fucking, you put just precautions in place of that. So like, if you don't have enough gas or oil, then it just doesn't take flight, and you're on the ground.
Yeah,
Alright,
but
so-
if you're going at it for
so,
a while,
so check.
Then autopilot, got Tesla doing its Tesla things, auto drive.
One
It's-
second.
it's-
Raise your hand if you're driving here.
That's everyone.
And how many dickheads do you not trust on the ground?
Yeah.
okay.
Imagine that in the air.
You'd have
How
to-
much more space do you have in the air?
Exactly. Not also including you'd have to
Imagine
go.
the catastrophe of an accident that happened in the air.
Okay.
Also including you'd have to go and get.
I guess
a separate.
population control, but
You'd have to also go and get your own like permit and license and stuff for
Yeah.
just that
For-
specific thing.
Yeah,
bro,
in
and
the
then
air.
a cancellation culture comes out. All these rich dickheads are flying around. They feel, it all goes back to that.
Well, here's the thing.
I feel like that'd still be cheaper than owning your own private plane though. So
This shit's crazy because it's already like
Infinity
done.
Train.
Infinity
Private
Have
Train.
you guys watched that?
I've not.
That is the anime.
The
Sorry to
cheapest
cut back
private
to
plane
it,
you can
but
get
my
right now is
sister
for
just
$3
said-
million. That's the cheapest one.
Oh, it's on HBO Max,
But, like,
not Netflix.
This company, it's called
Private
Defying Gravity, and bro, like they literally have like jetpacks made to where it's like you put on the suit, it comes down on your
Yeah, I
arms,
think I've
and
seen
like bro,
something
like
like
it's
that.
hard as fuck because it's like you actually think about it and like you think about the next innovation for it. If that thing's like
Iron
$3,000,
Man,
$4,000, $5,000, bro, people might stop buying cars and might start fuck around and buying this because it's a better way to travel.
But I'm telling you right now, just imagine the amount of fatality that comes with that.
Yeah, but
But
at the same time, think
we
about
don't know.
like cars too.
No,
That's
but
the
we
issue.
do know,
Hold
bro.
on, hold on,
Cars
hold
is
on.
we
the
don't
same
know
thing.
because
It's like,
it's
bro,
not a thing yet.
Yeah, we're talking. This is going to be like
it's hypothetical talk until it actually happens.
it's going to
Because
continue
if
to
it's like,
build.
bro, like 100,000 people die, okay, they're gonna cut it short and ban them. You know what I mean? Like shit gotta happen. Like
I feel like you're opening up, you're building more, I say, small airports just for like landing zones and stuff. Like the infrastructure will be there.
The infrastructure.
Yeah, infrastructure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Infrastructure. Like it's not there yet, obviously, but like over the course of years and years, like
I mean,
you see all these
yeah.
sci-fi like movies and stuff. That's the thing. And
Look
that's
where
like
we're at.
where we
with-
want to go.
It's like
Look
Black
where
Mirror.
we're at with like self-driving cars already.
Exactly.
We don't even have car. Well, we have helicopters are our closest thing to a flying car,
I got you.
right?
I got you.
That's our closest thing.
I'm just imagining something
And my
taking
boy
over
throws
like
it
an
on
evil
autopilot.
AI, bro. Like
Well,
iRobot
listen.
and shit.
What's that have to do with flying cars?
First off, everything to do with it, bro. Listen, if we're talking hypothetical stuff, you can't tell me that somehow a flying car can't go all evil on your ass and
Not
Decepticon
if
their
it
way into a
has
house.
any kind of,
think
not if it has any
technology is
kind
like-
of
like the
learning
Terminator coming
intelligence
back?
inside
Bro,
of it.
Yeah.
Okay, for every good thing technology does, there is a bad thing in return.
yeah,
But that's with
it's like-
anything in life. There's
Ex-
always a good and a bad.
I know, but if you make a whole ass Terminator looking robot, for example, to take care of your house, and it turns,
Why would you make it look like an
well, no,
Terminator?
you don't have to. It could be any robot. They have certain mechanisms. Like they could be strong as hell, and it could be a 3-foot robot. You don't know.
Yeah.
What if the thing rips your legs off? Like I know I talked about it on the last episode, but I'm saying like that's real. It
You
could
can
happen.
program it not to do that though.
You see, here's the issue with the AI too, because then like right now we're at the point with Chat GTP where it learns from us to be able to have the conversations that it has. So and they're coming out with Chat GTP 4.0, which is supposed to be like you were talking about earlier with GTA 4 to GTA 5, how much of a crazy jump that was. That's what they're saying with the new GTP, but everybody's already falling for the GTP that's already out right now.
Do you know?
So
do you know why?
how real is it gonna be?
Do you know why
Well,
there's
here-
maintenance guys on buildings and shit? Like actual like maintenance guys, like staged to hospitals and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's because the things that are programmed to do what they're supposed to have failed,
Yeah.
and they have to fix it.
Yeah.
Just because it's programmed does not mean it's going to work every time.
No.
The same thing can be said about AI. That's
Yeah.
why we keep
Exactly.
learning and we keep fixing.
Yeah. That's the exact.
But
yeah.
there's that one robot going to slip through, and I'm telling
You
you,
know
in
what's
40
wild?
years, bro, we're going to be drinking a beer in a garage, one of
There
our
was-
garages, and I'm going to be like,
There was actually,
Are we lasting 40 years?
I got a crazy story for you
probably
boys.
not.
What's up?
There is actually an AI robot that was made to where like I guess like a dude's job was literally to like talk to it each day, and it like its whole thing was like being a person. Like it would like it actually was like supposed to think it's a person. So like it's developing like emotions and shit like that, and eventually it gets to the point to where like this guy he asked it a question, and he goes like, oh, like what's your biggest fear? And he goes that like I get turned off. And it says like, yeah, no, it says like I'm afraid that like you guys will get scared of me. And like, bro, like this dude like immediately like ends the program. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no, that shit's wild. Like
It's
when I
getting-
heard that, bro, I was like, what the fuck?
Did you hear whenever these scientists were having two AIs start talking to each other? And
This
at
is
first
crazy.
it was just normal conversations, like there's a, hey, how are you, blah, blah, blah. But then they left it running like overnight, like day after day, checking on it. And then one night they came like in and they were having a conversation in a completely made up language they made up themselves.
So that nobody else could
So
hear.
that the people
Yeah.
observing them couldn't like understand or
I
see.
mean, imagine how powerful
That's wild.
that is.
That's wild as fuck.
have
'cause
all that
then it
knowledge
already
set
knows.
based
Yeah.
right out the gate.
Because like
How many
especially-
terabytes do you have? Like
you were talking
it's
to
insane.
Elon Musk earlier about the like he has the
Neuralink,
Neuralink and everything. You weren't talking specifically about that, but he has the Neuralink and everything. Like, imagine you being able to. Right now, we can access the whole internet if we pick up our phone. and view it. That takes what, 5 seconds. So imagine you have that instantly, and you have all of the information that's internet, whatever it is, in the future, but you have all that information right off the bat.
I'm curious to see like how whenever we like start to perfect it really, like how instant our brains will work and everything. And I'll dive into another AI story is scientists fed an AI like a bunch of different like books and all this literature on like certain topic. I think it might have been cancer. And something it'd take a human like days if not like years to like really read all of this stuff and then formulate like a hypothesis if they can even like remember all the like material.
Yeah.
This AI read like went through it all in like a couple minutes, couple hours or whatever, and came back and like went through all the information and found a new like way to like combat a certain virus or cancer that like no one would have like thought of if they had not read all of that material.
Wow.
So I feel like using that in a good sense of AI
Yeah.
is just like it's gonna keep pushing us forward faster and faster. And whenever like AI can start like fixing itself and making itself smarter, as scary as it sounds, it's only gonna keep pushing us and driving us to find like more cures for cancer and like different
But
ways on how to build spaceships and
The
whatnot.
very problem is at the same time is the efficiency that it builds, because it's gonna find out that humans do have flaws, and once you get enough AI together, they're gonna realize like these humans are ruining everything, and we could do this so much more efficiently.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why I'm not trying to bring up Terminator again, but that's kind of what Skynet was doing there. You know
I feel like that's a very so we already have it out though, and it's just like sure it can be a threat, but I feel like that's limiting progress in a sense. Like we should be careful and safe about it, but I feel like the better way to go is just like progress.
Yeah, I mean, deep, diving deep into it, like you could get to a lot of people say that there's like a great plateau and a great, part in any evolution of, a species where, they just get so smart to create AI. AI reflects on what the species is doing. Look at humans. Really, if you look at us with no moral perspective, and you're like, what do we do to the earth?
we're just a bunch of skin suits out here
We're
progressing.
just a bunch of parasites.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're parasites, and we're taking. You know what I mean, though.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
the earth was thriving.
Well, like we do a lot for the earth too. It's like we take a
try
lot
to.
from
How
it.
many people do it though?
Yeah, but put it on a perspective. It's like, bro, realistically, we preserve species, we're reviving shit. Like we like realistically, like
you wouldn't
as
have
like
to revive it though.
as an actual
there were no
species,
humans.
we
Yeah.
were an immaculate species for
To
the
an
work that we
extent.
have done.
Yeah.
But like, there's like shit that's fucked up. But it's like realistically speaking, it's like okay, how much of the rainforests that are actually still there and other shit like that? It's like
We are
there's still
taking
a
a lot-
large percentage.
We're taking a lot more than we're giving.
Not necessarily.
Yes,
There's no doubt.
definitely. Yeah.
No, like
Look at construction. Look at
definitely.
everywhere. Look at all these cities.
well,
Look at
here's the
everything.
thing. Think about how many like trees have been planted in just projects to where it's like, okay, Mr. Beast for an example, popular YouTuber.
Yeah,
But look
he
at
does
the
good, but
lumberjack
yeah,
union. Like I
slap
mean, look
that
look,
in
look
there.
at how
Yeah.
many trees have been annihilated.
yeah.
Yeah, but at
We'd
the
have to
same
get
time,
the
it's
actual
like,
stats.
it's
on
like,
it.
bro, the actual stat for it is like for every one tree that gets taken out, it's like 6 are planted.
Well,
That's the
that's
actual-
only if they're looking at like a specific, like if Mr. Beast is looking at.
No,
a
I'm saying
specific,
that's like overall, like the actual stat for like trees being pulled in the United States. For every one that's pulled, 6 are planted.
Well,
I'd
I
like
don't
to
know.
believe
I mean,
it.
maybe they started that after the fact that like 20 million trees were pulled though.
Yeah, it
That's
got
also
to an
an
extent
issue.
where it's like history, like
Yeah,
people.
but
you know what I
imagine you
mean?
have an AI system that doesn't have morals involved with it, because why would it? You know what I mean? So then
You'd have to
you
give
have
it
like
Yeah.
it would take an exact approach of what the human species is doing, and they're
Just-
more of a parasite than they are helping out. Like if you just take humans out of consideration and let the rest of the mammals and amphibians and like insects and everything thrive, then it would start rebuilding the earth over the cement cities that we've had and everything. Anything that's wrong with the environment. Who manipulates their environment? We do.
I will go
Well, we're
out.
creatures that didn't. We
I
stopped.
will go out
evolving
and
'cause-
say that. My bad.
No, you're good.
We'll say to use the term parasite for an AI saying it is like that's almost like a personality in a sense instead of dealing with like absolutes and statistics and everything. So unless we give it like its own like personality and everything, I feel like it should relatively be harmless.
Okay.
In a sense.
Well, we got to a point in evolution to where it's like we stopped at like having to adapt ourselves to where it's now we adapt our surroundings and our setting
So-
to us.
What did you guys
That's
Okay.
like we're intelligent creatures. You
I'm
know
gonna-
what I mean?
I'm going to cut in here real quick because I did search this up. It says today annual tree harvest versus production on a worldwide scale shows that humans cut down approximately 15 billion trees a year and replant about 5 billion. That's a net loss of 10 billion trees every year, and a rate of that loss would mean all trees within the next 300 years would be gone.
Yeah.
What was the
So-
source?
Yeah. What source are we looking at?
Because a lot of time it can also be skewed in a certain
looking at-
light.
yeah.
too.
We're looking at the 10 tree vlog.
They
Yeah,
are-
I don't know. I've never heard of that.
accurate,
But yeah.
I mean, they're the vlogging treest of the world. I mean, at the same time though, who would be accurate and what's propaganda?
I was
That's
gonna
another
say,
thing that's
yeah,
like,
that's an issue.
how much could you search up about it and
Yeah.
get the right answer?
Yeah, for sure.
It's actually scary when you think about it.
I mean that's with anything,
'Cause
politics,
it's like-
anything. Like, like there's really no source that has an objective opinion
That is true because
behind it.
I guarantee if I scroll down farther, it would say the complete
You know,
opposite.
it's
Like, well, even if,
literally
like,
the GOP right here is talking about planting 3.3 additional billion trees a year, and that's just one.
So,
You
dude,
seen those are two different.
it all comes back to like, so like, let's say even if you were cutting down tons of trees and they could not be, this is hypothetical, this isn't like a real thing, okay, but let's say you were higher up and you didn't want to piss off any of the the tree huggers or anything like that, or the people of the ecosystem, anything like that, people who cared about the nature, and you just put these things out there even though you're destroying the environment. You're like, no, we replant all these and here's where you could find it, and they give you that just so they could stop them from trying to overcome it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Think about how much propaganda was used all throughout time, and
Well,
now it's so like
Like one thing I'll say is like for me, like whenever I seen I used to watch like the Discovery Channel and shit, and like I remember watching like one of those like logging like episodes to where I was like, bro, like
yeah,
and they were talking about like afterwards like, oh, for every one tree they tear down they would plant 6, and like for me I think that because like whenever I went down, like I would take road trips all fucking down the East Coast, down fucking the West Coast, and fucking everywhere, like bro, like dude, like especially too in like North Carolina and all that, bro, you would see like okay, one field chopped down, and then you would see like one field that's like halfway through growing, and then you would see the next one right next to it that's fully grown, and it's fucking like crazy because it's like, you know what I mean, you have all three.
I mean, realistically, to be in that business and stay in that business, you would have to replant trees. That's like your whole. Yeah, I mean, if you just cut down trees without replanting them, you'd be fucked.
Yeah, but I'm saying like, you know
sure
what I
there's
mean.
companies.
Oh yeah,
It's like I seen more grown than not realistically, like just in my own travels, which is, I don't know. I just think it's interesting.
yeah. I mean, yeah. When I've been traveling through those areas, I can't say I was, I can't say I was actively looking for that, but. I do know
No,
what
I
you mean.
feel it. I just would peep it whenever I'd be with Lewis, because Lewis, like, whenever, like, this is one of my boys, like, if you ever travel with, like, he's one of those people, like, he's
He's
like,
into history. He's a history buff.
Yeah, no, like,
Yeah.
he'll go out
We
of
need
his
him on
way,
here, actually.
like, he'll
Yeah.
go take you to some places, like, you never thought you would be, and they're always, like, the most beautiful spots, the most low-key spots, or, like, just insane. Like, he's literally traveling the United States right now. He's in like his Louis Migliori on Instagram. Follow him.
Follow. Yeah.
But
Shout out to
fucking-
Louis.
Yeah, no, dude,
Louis.
literally, I kid you not.
Jeremy and Lewis, man.
It's just wild. Like, he's a good man.
So, dude, do you want to hear a super crazy story
Let's hear it.
about something that kind of happened recently? And this isn't even the Lewis one. This is
Thank God.
at the beginning of the episode when this kicked off.
You just bring it back there.
Jeremy said something about.
You don't have to bring it back there.
I don't have to bring it back, but he said something about We
Vietnam.
lost Vietnam, by the way, and I'm gonna kick the story off and I'm gonna let you take over halfway because that's just how it is. So we're at this bar 11 spot. And we're in the South Side, and there's these two chicks, and Jeremy and this one they were hitting off at first. Yeah, man. So
politics got involved.
So we were all like, all right, and then before we even go, this is the craziest thing. Me and Jeremy were talking. I was like, oh, we'll go back. We'll just like have drinks and chill, whatever. So we're sitting there, and she comes up to me at first, and then he's like right next to me, and she's talking, and she's like, I need to ask you something before I let you into my house. And I was like freaked out. I was like, what does she have? I don't think I want to go anymore. Yeah, I mean, like, what could be in there? And then she's like, do you like Andrew Tate? And I was like, I don't even know who that is.
Yo, I don't know who that is, bro.
Don't lie to me. You know who
He said, my name is Jim.
She's just like, don't lie to me, you know who that is. And she's like, do you own any guns? And I was like, yeah. It's like for protection. Like she was trying to find out why. I was like, protection reasons. And she was like, that's kind of an ick, but whatever. And I was like,
kind of an ick?
just because you want to protect yourself, I guess. Anyway, and then it goes on to even saying like, you know, who'd you vote for in 2016? I was like,
my God,
do you want a resume to be friends? Could you not just be nice? But anyway, you know, I pretty much lie about the whole thing. And
tell her what you want to hear.
so we hop in this Uber. I honestly told the truth, and she was like, well, whatever. And I was like, she's fucked up. So we get in this Uber, and we're all sitting there. And then this is where Jeremy comes in.
No. So I just briefly mentioned that I was in the Chair Force or the U.S. Air Force.
Yeah.
And she goes, why'd you say it like that? I was like, Chair Force? And she's like, my uncle's in the like Air Force. I don't find that very like respectful or anything. I was like, well, I was in it too, and I'm gonna call it the fucking Chair Force.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you were.
Like what, like on what earth? So I was like, all right, whatever. And then she's like, yeah. And then she was like, he served in like the Vietnam War or whatever, and like we completely crushed it. Like we did such an amazing job there. I was just like,
She's a part of it.
yeah. I was
She was out there scrapping for her life.
Imagine hating Andrew Tate, hating Trump, being all this against guns, and then be pro-Vietnam.
loving Vietnam. I was just like, I was just sitting there in the Uber. And I was just like, you know, we fucking lost that pretty bad, huh? And she's like, no, we didn't. Like you're fucking full of it.
Keep them
We were
troops
there
out
for no reason.
I was just like,
She said, don't bring them home.
So
Fuck
we're
off.
sitting there. They go up first. She's like storming up. Like she has an attitude now. Like she's pissed off. And we're like, should we leave or should we come up?
Vietnam.
And one friend's like, you could probably come up for like a beer and then leave. And we were like, oh, all right. So we'll come up. So she like tells us like, get in the living room. It's like, I was already going in. Okay.
No,
Sure.
no, hold on. Roll it back real quick.
Go ahead.
Because as you had went into the kitchen for a brief period, they were in the living room. I was just kind of like middle of the two. And I overhear like her asking her friend, she's like, did we really lose the Vietnam War? Like, tell me we didn't lose. Like we won that, right? And and her friend goes, no, like we weren't there. There's no way we could have known. Like
there? Is that what she said?
Them, like
us.
them, president.
Okay.
like we weren't there. We didn't know like what actually happened. Like
That's
whether we
guerrilla
won or
warfare,
lost or whatever.
so-
I was just like. I just started busting laughing. I was like, yeah, we
Dude,
really do.
so-
And she's like, were you there? And I was just like, no, but I'm red. Like, there's plenty of information. You just Google it. Like,
there was a time where Jeremy, the bullshit switch flipped off. He was like, all right, I'm done being cordial. He's like, no, listen, this is what I know. This is this.
I'm just trying to
Yeah.
educate out here.
So, but he didn't do it in any like derogatory way. Like, they're like, get in the living room. So we're in the living room, we're chilling. And then she comes out and she's like, what are you guys doing? I was like, oh, we're just chilling. She's like, don't tell me to chill in my own house. And I was like, I didn't, but it'd probably be cool if you did. I didn't say that. I was kind of blown away. So then Jeremy, you know, she walks away. I told her like, all right, we're calling an Uber. Like we're getting out of here. So she walks into the kitchen and I was going to look at Jeremy and I was like, I went to go like, what the fuck? Like silently. And I look over at him and he just has this menacing smile. Like he is smirking at me in some sort of way. Just like,
If you're gonna be petty, we're gonna be petty right back.
so I'm sitting there and I'm like, I look at his face. I'm like, oh my God. Like what is going on in this man's mind right now? So there's a Roku remote and a volume remote.
And a slipper.
And a slipper. This man picks up the first Roku remote, literally puts it in the cushion of the couch as far as it could go. Like, he shoved that first remote as far as it could go. Took the other remote, went across the room to the other couch, shoved that remote all the way into the cushion. Bro, took her slipper. This is like a big couch, too. Like, they're in the kitchen. My man's like deadlifting the couch, launches the slipper back behind it, moves the couch into the slipper, like sandwiches it between the wall. We sit back down. She's like, we just need to leave right now. And I'm sitting there I'm like holding back tears. Like, I'm like bouncing. She's like, oh, you still think Vietnam's funny? I was like, oh, God. So, like, we finally get kicked out.
Still lost.
And we're leaving. So, just a note, if you are watching this, if you happen to tune in, your remotes are in your couch.
We didn't steal them.
We didn't steal them.
They're there.
They're there in between cushions. Very
in
deep.
Between
But
cushions.
Honestly, the odds of them
Cowboys are
watching
funny.
this low.
But it'd
well,
be great if
that's
they
a
did.
huge problem right now. Is virtue
He said-
signaling, bro?
Virtue
Honestly,
signaling,
yeah. I mean, look what Hershey's doing. Did you guys see the he shirt or
Absolutely
what is it?
not.
She her. So instead
What?
of Hershey's, that's what it is.
She,
The
her?
chocolate- Yeah. Instead of Hershey's, they released a whole thing that's he/her
No
or
shot.
she. He/she. That's what it is. My fault.
Bro,
Now
it's
it's a
like,
he,
slash
now it's a
she.
he, she?
Yeah. Or
God,
you know,
that's sickening.
So I mean,
Okay.
they release a he/she bar, and they
He
release
should
it. They release
Bro,
it
this shit
in
just
Women's
got me
History
dead, like,
Month
what?
when what was it, Woman of the Year or whatever, was
Who got woman of the year?
it was a biological man that turned into a female.
Trans.
Yeah,
Interesting.
When do you draw the
Yeah.
line, like,
That's
on, like,
wild
actual
to me,
girls?
though.
Like,
that's
when,
what I'm saying.
when do you, like,
do
look
girls
like...
exist anymore?
Like,
Well, no, not even
Walk
that.
this line
He said-
thinly,
Does
boys.
a woman
Walk
is a
this
woman
line
a thing,
thinly.
you know what I
No,
mean?
so this is the
women
thing.
do exist.
Women,
Well, they definitely
No,
do.
so
but
You're,
like
y'all are on the line. Walk it very
mainstream-
carefully.
No, the mainstream media does not even construe a woman as a woman anymore.
All right.
Like, what is a woman?
all right, we're gonna back it up a little bit.
All right.
Okay, a woman,
enough.
a
said
woman. We're
recenter.
gonna launch it out there. A woman is definitely a woman. We're gonna hop off the tightrope. But my thing is how far does it go before, like, a woman is like, okay, there's a biological dude winning a thing for women.
Yeah, no, like weightlifting
Why is
competitions
he
and
here?
shit
Yeah,
like
like,
that.
Wrestling.
It's fucked up.
There's a big wrestling
Dude,
controversy.
Yeah,
MMA,
no,
like,
that
a
shit-
trans dude joins MMA.
Yeah, MMA.
That's
yeah,
not
yeah.
fair.
No, that's
Win
just
any
wild.
way.
It's
Yeah.
like, bro, like, come on, like, if you put any dude against a female in that situation, like, don't get me wrong, there's badass females out there you probably wouldn't want to
Bro,
come across.
There's girls
but
out there that would kill
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, yeah,
okay,
no
just
doubt.
like biologically, it's like you look at muscle tissue and like how bone forms and shit. Like, bro, it's built. There's two different builds, and like, bro, one's with an Y chromosome and one's with the fucking X chromosome.
Pretty much.
And my whole thing is like, realistically, when it comes down to that, bro, that shit's just like it's different. Like when it comes to sports and shit, it's fucked up. Like if you want to be transgender, go for it. That personally, I think that's like okay,
Yeah.
like do what you want. Like
I mean,
okay,
that's fair enough. If you
Like-
feel like you're born in the wrong body,
yeah, no,
change
bro, you
your
could
gender, yeah.
feel that way,
Yeah.
identify that way, do whatever you think's necessary. But just like bro, like I feel like you just have to be in touch with
On-
reality to some extent, to
on
where
a-
it's just
And yeah, you should want to help out your fellow people, knowing that knowing it's not even not say knowing, but it's like
yeah.
if you changed over, like if you did go trans and you were in different sports and stuff, I don't even know how to go about that. That's kind of wild.
yeah.
And how, because I feel like it's just unfair.
Where do you draw the line?
Well, here's the
That's
thing
the
that's
issue.
crazy.
Because
to
they had a
me,
problem with the Olympics or
because
something like that, where dudes literally threw on it, like, I mean, they legit
Yeah.
went trans. I feel like just for the whole thing, like they weren't trans for years, or like, what I mean,
yeah,
it's different when you're like randomly 25 and you're like,
But then
know,
it's like
usually
bro,
it's
now
like
I'm
pent-up
now,
thing, you know,
like
it's
if
like-
you're 25 years old and you've been training your whole life, and then you're like, you know what? Now I'm a female. Compete, win the gold for the female.
there should
division.
be rules for that.
No,
Yeah,
like,
and
you
then
know.
right after you're just like, you know what? I'm a male now. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, so it's a hard line. It's a really hard line.
well, the thing
right
is
now.
too, it's
Yeah.
like bro, like it's,
it's not-
crazy
yeah.
because it's like
I'm trying to be
my whole thing
educated
is
and not
like-
disrespectful.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm trying to
for
really
sure.
get educated on
Oh,
the situation because
definitely.
yeah,
no,
it's,
for sure. And
serious.
like for me, like whenever, like my whole thing is just like bro, like I always think about like long term decision making and shit like that, and it's just like. I'll be honest with you. It's like you look at like a lot of stuff when it comes to that, and it's crazy to me to where it's like I think it was like the suicide rate in people that are transgender,
Yeah,
like it's over
really
60
high.
or like 70%.
really
Yeah.
high.
And it's like, bro, like that's sad as fuck. But then
is.
it's like you
It's-
look into why it is, and it's like, okay, you have X, Y, and B, and it's like it comes down to it, and it's like, I think like a lot of people like they might like feel a certain way, or like, you know what I mean? But like, I think it's like, I don't know. It's just wild, like to think about. Like Dave Chappelle put it in a skit one time, and he's talking about it, and he says like, bro, like imagine how crazy that would be. Like, oh shit, you're born in the wrong body. Like, I forget what movie he referenced, but it's like, you know what I mean? It's just wild,
Yeah.
like,
Because it's you know that's
like,
and it's like we want to talk about it and get educated on it, but until we truly come across someone or know someone that you know what I mean.
yeah, no. And
I
it's
do
like,
I do
bro,
know people like that as well, but it's like you can't put like a I mean like I'm trying to understand how they think, but you just won't understand.
I mean,
Yeah,
there's
no,
an
like-
objective truth to it, and the real objective truth, is true whether you believe it or not. If you're literally
Ben Shapiro, yeah, no.
well, Neil deGrasse Tyson, but he's talking astrophysics. But you could bring it into this. If you're a man and you feel like you're born a man, be a man. If you're a woman and you feel like you're born a woman, be a woman. If you're a woman and you feel like you're born a man, be a man. If you're a man that
There we go. Yeah,
if you're born a man that feels like they should be a woman, then be a woman. But it's a really hard line where you draw it when there's people that have been competing their life that's a biological man that then switches their gender right before a huge Olympic, competition.
Yeah.
They
I feel like
changed
that's fair.
until a woman, and then now they're competing in the women's division, and then it screws all of those women,
It
over.
does. You can't go from
Well-
Brian to Brittany and expect like.
well, here's my thing is like, if you think about it, like, you look at people, it's
Brian
like, we're
Brittany?
all like, like
Walking
we,
the line, but
like we as people, like,
He's running
I
the
think we're like a divine creation, like realistically speaking, like we're unique fucking creatures, and like realistically speaking, I think like we should embrace who we are rather than that. And I feel like a lot of people that are like transgender, that like I feel like a lot of them just fall victim to like they don't know who they are as a person. Then
Yeah,
it's
that
like
could be
not like
real.
you see a lot of people that I forget what it was. It was like over 40% of people that actually go through
Let's
with the
look it up.
surgery
That could be real
like
mind altering,
end up
bro.
like wanting to like go back on it. And it's crazy to me because it's like once you get to a certain point, it's like, okay, now you're taking hormones and this, and it's like the one, it's crazy. Like they'll say like introducing it to kids at a young age. I think like it should be brought up to kids like when they're a little bit older, maybe, so they can kind of understand it rather than like if it's like when they see it when they're young, it's just like, oh, it's what they're used to. That's what they know.
Yeah.
Like you see, like there's like kids in like school that'll be like, oh, I'm non-binary, and it's
So-
like it's a sex thing. Like,
So do you think?
you know what I mean?
Do
Like,
you think there should be an age limit on when that surgery could happen?
Yes.
yes, 100%.
There's
Personally,
no way that like they're gonna regulate if you can make a grown up decision about drinking alcohol, smoking weed, doing
marriage even.
no, like
yeah,
I,
marriage,
even.
That's
doing all
wild,
of
like-
these adult decisions at a certain age that you shouldn't change the course of the rest of your life.
Based on how you feel when you're a teen, because you have all
Yeah,
those new hormones
even
and
before
everything.
that too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a lot of states are pushing like, oh, like we're gonna push these books that are geared towards transgender when they're in the fucking kindergarten, first grade, second grade. It's like
Yeah.
sex in general should not be a topic when they're that young.
Definitely not.
yeah, no,
It should
like,
be like,
that's
it
like
should be
that's
like what
weird.
kind of
It
what
doesn't-
kind of what kind of bird is this?
No, like that's
it
That's
doesn't
what it
matter
should
if
be
it's
about.
I heard,
straight, gay, lesbian, the
Yeah.
whole
Yeah, no, it's like-
LGBTQ plus community. It doesn't matter what you are on the spectrum of that. Then you shouldn't be talking about it that young.
It got brought up to a school board council from I forget, it was a teacher or some administration. He basically was talking about like teachers with like gay pride flags in their classroom, and he's like it's just really weird. Like if you really think about it, like you're talking about like sex to little kids. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that shouldn't mix. Like if you're a teacher, you should educate them on what they should learn so that they can move up to the next level, so that they can try to figure out what they like.
when they have
Like
a based mind
Yeah.
about what the world is, they're at the
Yeah,
age
like-
where they could start making their decisions. Then they could find out, or even just leave it up to them to find out
Yeah.
what they like.
And my whole thing is like, bro, like when you look at people, you look at people like as like the individual. You can't like everyone's different just
Trying to-
as character. Like I just think personally, when it comes down to it, like we shouldn't be forcing people to think a certain way, because think about how far we could come because we're actually individually minded and like we all think differently. It's just like everyone should just be more open minded to the aspect of like, okay, like this isn't our history. It's not before fucking what's it called? Like it's 2023. Like everyone's vibing. We're all here for a good time.
So purely from like a psychological nature versus nurture example, say your kid, let's say it's a boy,
Okay.
starts wanting to wear women's clothing, younger age. Do you gear him more towards continuously wearing boys' clothes, or do you let him be himself and let him wear what he wants to wear? And this was a big topic of one governor who was a Republican, and his son was super depressed and like wasn't just himself. But as soon as
That's like-
he started letting him wear like the women's clothes,
Yeah.
he had a smile from then on out.
Well, think about it like
Yeah.
this. Like that's like a sit down parent to son conversation, or
That's a very
parent to child. Like
intricate
and you know
conversation.
what I mean?
My
No,
question-
like, that's like you
Very,
got to find the real reason, because there's some times to where it's like, oh, it's influenced, and then there's like, okay, this is actually deep down how I actually feel.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, then it's like, okay, like support. But you know what I mean? Like, oh, if I went to school and I heard my teacher say like, oh, this is that, and then like I had a
That is
teacher
true.
one time,
Well,
bro.
So
Her name is Arthrell. I will say this because fuck that bitch. This lady pinned the whole classroom against me, and literally like, okay, so for me on a political scale, I literally fall as a libertarian. I'm slightly conservative
Understandable.
with liberal views and like
So
in my
you're
social aspects
independent.
of life. But
Just
my whole thing is
independent,
like,
yeah, I'm independent.
yeah, no, bro, like my whole
It's
thing
okay.
is like, when it comes down to it, in the end, bro, like
That shade.
like you need both to have a healthy society,
This motherfucker just
and that's
answered his phone?
realistic.
Did this motherfucker just answer
my
his phone?
so here's the thing with
I got my assistant on it. Call him Steiny.
I'm rivaling y'all on this one. So what if that is like what they wanted to do, or something they learned about themselves like today in the classroom is like I think people are just angry that their children learn about it and then actually find out that that's part of who they are. You know?
Yeah.
Like how do they find out is like from the outside world, and that's part of that nature nurture perspective is
Yeah.
like until they see it or hear about it, then like how do they really express themselves beforehand?
But so
Yeah.
also going into like
Like,
also just real quick, just to like pitch out how it is between like, you know, they say like church and house and like government and religion and government and parenting. Like how much is the government gonna become a part of parenting?
well,
you know what I mean? Like why is that
shouldn't
even
to a lot
really
of
why is
extent.
that a topic of discussion is what I'm asking.
It's because like I don't know. It's like I think that comes down to the
And how did,
conversation topic of like common welfare, but it's like realistically speaking, when it actually like you look at it, I don't think really the government should be parenting your kids. I think you should parent
no,
your
that,
kids.
that, and that's what it comes down to. Like why
And,
is
like-
that why are they worried about that when it's the parent and the
Like,
kid? It's between
look at,
them two.
like,
they can't
uh,
change it anyway.
yeah,
so
like,
why?
Look at
Yeah.
For an
whooping
example,
cough. Sorry, my bad.
No, you're good. I was just gonna say, like, bro, if you look at like D Wade and his kid, like, okay, that's a situation where his kid actually feels like you know what I mean. He's in that situation to where, oh, I'm not who I think I am. Bro, D Wade supported him, took all that heat from the NBA, from all these players. Like, oh, bro, he told him all
respect
go
that.
fuck himself. It's like, bro, like that's how you gotta be.
But
And that's
Yeah.
with a lot of things. And I think that mindset translates over to where it's like when it comes to that type of shit, it's just like it has to be healthy and organic. And I think that's how you should keep it.
I'm gonna combine both of y'all's arguments real quick and say that you look at whooping cough and chicken pox and stuff. I want my kid vaccinated against that shit, and that if any other kid wasn't and got my fucking kid like sick with that shit, it's like what the fuck. So I feel like there's an extent that you want to have intervention done because like it's just better for the welfare of all, like he was saying.
Yeah, but that's a whole
That's a whole.
That's a whole different thing.
Because,
Like,
like, if
that
the
has
vaccine
nothing to do
war-
pretty much with like some other kid wanting to wear a dress. It's not like it's not like he's gonna get around my kid. My
I'd
kid's
say that gets
instantly
into
gonna
the
like.
vaccine and like if it actually works and everything like that.
And in all seriousness though, like when it comes down like parenting the kids, like the government can't control it anyway. And like for example, if my kid wanted to do what they wanted, I mean, you can't stop their instincts and their what they want to do. And you're not going to harp on them for that long and make them feel bad. You're just not going to do it. If you're a good parent, you're not going to do it. You're going to do whatever's going to make your kid happy.
Yeah.
Under, what I mean? Just that's how it is. And
Yeah,
the
that's fair
government,
enough.
can't control which way that goes ever. So for that being an in-house conversation for the government, depending on who you pick for house in your area, that should never be a topic, ever.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean,
How far along are we in this right now?
Oh, we're pretty far.
we're in.
Pretty far. Are we gonna wrap this up, or what do you guys want to do? I was gonna say.
I'm down to wrap it up.
Yeah, I think we hit a lot
In
of.
2 hours.
Oh yeah, we gotta wrap this
Yeah,
up.
listen,
2 hours.
we hit a lot of topics on this one for sure. I mean, it was a pretty good conversation.
Absolutely.
I think we do wrap it up.
Maybe we
for
could
sure.
split it up. Maybe make it a little 2-parter.
No, it's
no,
just
we'll
gonna be
just-
casual conversations
Yeah,
too.
we'll jump into the next
Part
one
2.
for sure. I mean, we got St. Patty's Day coming up. We might hit the
Absolutely.
parade
Yeah.
tomorrow downtown Pittsburgh.
We're definitely in the parade tomorrow.
Yeah.
Party bus. It's gonna be
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty awesome. So I mean, here we are, woke and broke, and we're gonna
Love
peace
you
out.
guys.
Looking broke.
Yeah,
We out of
peace
here.
out.
Stay tuned.
See you, G's.
Third one coming soon next week.
Bang.
Tap on in. Tap on in. Tap on it.